For all the peoples. Right, Dr. Biscuits? He's licking his butthole and making me watch. Sometimes he lick him butt, sometimes he lick him crotch. He licking his booty hole, 'cause he is a cat. And sometimes I've been told that cats do that, lick their butts. Okay, good.
Good.
He said he's...
people. We're just like, just let her go. Just let her go. She's really entertaining.
Hello, everybody! Hello, and welcome to the first part of Blood on the Sand Season 2, which we are affectionately naming Blood on the Rocks. Before we get started, remember, if you guys want to support, you can do so here. And all of that is greatly appreciated as it goes towards all the many maps, music, and other things that I buy and license. The Sirenscape is currently going, so players should be able to hear that. This is also our first stream after we have officially teamed up with Pathfinder and Fantasy Grounds. Now, the Fantasy Grounds hasn't gotten me all the books I needed just yet, but they will soon. Undyne's PNG is heckin' adorable. Yeah, she's just a little skrunkly. It's also...
I'm a skrunkle.
It's also Valentin's birthday! Happy birthday, Valentin!
Happy birthday! Happy birthday.
I regret mentioning it at all.
No.
Well, you didn't need to mention it. I knew it was your birthday.
It's nice to celebrate your existence because we are grateful for it.
Yes.
Or at least I am very grateful for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the nicest things I've heard for the past 5 years, I guess.
I want to give you a hug! I want Dr. Biscuits to give you a hug. We'll both give you a hug.
You mean the cat that is more handsome than me? You're just trying to rub it in my face now, are you?
He's more handsome than everyone, so you're not
Valentin's
special
also
for that,
definitely
but...
allergic to cats. When he was over at my
No,
place,
really?
my cats could not leave him alone, and he was suffering.
Yeah, my parents have a couple of cats, and I need to have an isolated room so that I don't fucking die. And the biggest issue is that I really love cats, so I'll always cuddle with them anyway, and then I suffer the consequences afterwards.
That's a sign of true love, though.
Cats wishing
I don't
you
think I
happy
could
birthday,
keep myself
Valentin.
away from a
I mean,
animal, even if I was allergic.
Yeah, like I if there's a cute animal and I can cuddle with it, I'll try to cuddle with it, and then that's future me's problem.
Exactly.
And I've never cared about future me anyway.
Me with my allergies.
Yeah, my cats couldn't leave him alone. Before we get started, the reason that we're starting so late is we were waiting on Podge. She is racing home right now to come join us. And I have a small story before we get underway as well to buy a little bit more time. I am currently sitting here with half a beard on my face because I got sick, and I'm going to be posting up a picture tomorrow of the before and after.
Is it hamburger or hot dog?
What?
Is the shaved half hamburger or hot dog? It's not that weird of a question. Just answer it.
I don't know what you mean by it.
Did
I know
you
what she
shave
means. I know
the
what she
top bun off, or did you shave a side bun off?
Is it
Vertical?
river?
Diagonal.
Oh God, fuck you, damn it.
I shave it.
How do you shave?
I shave it with look.
You shave What the fuck?
Look, I shave. I put the razor against my face, and then I just go whatever direction suits me until the whole beard's gone. And anyways, sometimes I'll shave funny stuff into my face while doing it. So I was shaving
Why'd you turn Brooklyn there for a moment?
I don't know what you're
Come on,
talking about.
I
doing
shaved
it.
funny things in my face while doing it.
don't
Last
know what
week
you're
I did a
talking
dick.
about.
It was
So-
hilarious.
So there I am shaving, and I had grown a really big beard. Like I didn't shave for a month, and I grow facial hair quite quickly. So I didn't shave for a month, and I had this big beard, I had this big mustache. It's huge. I'm gonna post a picture of it later when I can actually show you what it looks like when it's gone, because I think the beard looked really ugly. But it was a big beard I had going on. Valentin's seen it because I showed him right before shaving it, because I was planning on doing a before and after picture. Unfortunately, my electric razor died mid-shave. And I went, shouldn't be a problem. I've got to have the cord laying around here somewhere. I looked over the whole bathroom. Did I have a full Rasputin? No. So what happens is that after going to a certain length, my beard just gets progressively thicker as hair finds new places to grow closer together, becoming incredibly thick so I can't even rub my fingers through it. Thick. Regardless, the shaver died midway, and I went, well, I've got to have the charging cable around here somewhere, right? So I looked around the bathroom, no charging cable. I looked around my bedroom, no charging cable. Looked around the living room, no charging cable. I looked in the kitchen, and I found an old laptop cable that would work, no charging cable. So I then got out my box of assorted various wires that I've been collecting since I was 10 years old, and I didn't find it. I did find, like, old phone connectors back when people had, like, home phones. Anyone says that I'm old, and I'm adding another creature to this encounter tonight.
Oh, we gonna fight? Let's go!
Undyne, you
I
already
thought it was
know
implied that you were old.
what copium. Yeah, I have some extreme pre-stream stuff. Yeah. Old. How dare you. Alright. Regardless. Last time on Blood on the Rocks, back when it was still called Blood on the Sand, we were introduced to new party members, a new system as Valtria and Valentin... Sorry, not Valtria. Zandra and Valentin changed their specializations, learned new combat techniques, and how to take on a new role in the party. We were introduced to a bevy of new characters as well. We now go towards the base camp at the moment. You guys are camped out in the shadow of Kadrin's mighty mountains. You had just cast Detect Magic, learning a terrible truth about the mountains. You would also realize that none of you have been able to dream since you came within the shadow of those tall peaks. It is the second day since you have been camped here at Lierfeld. River is so old. How dare you? I'm only 31. I'm not that old. And I'm ridiculously handsome. The white in my hair looks good.
Practically ancient in Vtuber years.
Ugh, I've got a beautiful silver streak in my hair, and it looks good.
No.
He does what?
We can put some more white streaks in your hair if you want.
I mean, he does. He does. I will say that he does rock the salt and pepper look pretty well.
Thank you. Now that I'm really glad.
He's got a lot of grey for being 30s though.
Yeah.
You would think that he's 15 years older.
Yeah, well, not with my face though. I still look youthful.
You look like you truly look like a hipster that decided to dye your hair grey because it's cool to be old.
I can't help it that my hair went grey early. It happened to my grandfather too. By 35, his hair was entirely white. So it's probably going to happen to me too. I'm going to have this grey hair. It still will be thick though until the day that I die. His was... I'm lucky though. My dad had a horrible bald spot around this.
I was gonna say you're lucky. My boss went bald by the age of 13.
What?
Damn.
Jesus Christ!
He got a goatee and was bald when he was 13.
That's a painful high school experience.
I've seen pictures of it. It was horrifying.
That is fucking great though. Like you could, yeah. At that point, you're just gonna fucking live with it. It's like, well, this is my life now.
Everyone thought he was an adult wandering a school. No, he was 13.
Bro.
All right, players, you all are on the second day. Captain Happy is currently drilling your soldiers. You have your plan.
He's drilling them, is he?
You whores. Yeah, he's putting them through the paces.
I guess we understand why he's happy now.
Oh my god, weird. The worst. Captain Happy is currently putting the troops through their paces, and you can see him off in the distance. As always, Butler stands behind you, ready to comment or give tactical advice if needed. It is up to you how long you want to stay here before getting the climb started, as you guys are climbing 600 feet up, I believe, to a series of vents that you're going to use to get into Victory Peak, a abandoned Cadron settlement.
It's, I truly wonder if our forward scout is ever gonna come back. We sent him at like the start of last session.
Which
He
scout?
never showed back up.
Oh, you're talking about Sly. Sly,
Yeah.
your character walks into the commander's camp area. Would you like to describe yourself and introduce yourself to the party, or do you need more time?
No.
No, you don't want to do that?
No. God damn it, Ritter. I was saying I don't need more fucking time, you dingleberry.
Dingleberry!
I've been dingled!
Ew.
Oh, I'll jingle your berry, baby.
Ooh,
Now you made it
stop.
fucking awkward.
I hate this.
We good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please don't tell me that your character is a jingleberry.
You're gonna be the first one to die in the night, Valentin.
I didn't start it.
A very plain-looking human with brown hair and brown eyes, and just seems to blend into their surroundings.
Oh my god, it's River before he went grey.
What the fuck? Where was that shot from? I'm very good looking. Plain is not something anybody has ever accused me of being. In any sense of the word.
Yeah, but it's fun to hurt you.
Carry on, Sly.
I mean,
Was
that
that-
amounts to my description, at least. Just
Would you like to
Okay,
introduce
would you-
yourself?
Ah, the forward scout.
yeah, I have no idea how to introduce myself here, River.
Well, what do you
Alright.
look like?
The scout has, he already
Hey.
described himself. The scout has entered into the command tent area. This is the fella that has been kind of lurking around Zondra and Valentin for the past several days worth of travel. In all this time, none of you have heard him say a word. He tends to keep to himself, carry his own weight, and doesn't really rely on anyone for any support. But he is one of your upper commanders, Butler has told you, holding a similar role as Podge, being third in command, technically. Either way, he's here in the command tent now.
Well, good to have
Do
you on
I
the
have
team.
any information to give them if they sent me out as the forward scout, River?
Sure, roll me a... Phoebe, sorry. What kind of check would this be?
For what type of thing are you trying to think of?
Scouting the surrounding area.
Isn't there... What's the
Sir.
equivalent of knowledge local in this?
Well, there is a
I mean,
survival.
Yeah, I think it's survival. Roll me
Yeah.
a survival, please. Sly?
How do I pull a skill from this table? Oh, there it is. Never mind. 24.
With a 24, you've scouted the entire area. I'm going to say that with your survival, you took Podge with you, who was casting Detect Magics along the way, and you've managed to draw out the borders of how far this magical effect seems to be spreading, as well as calculated it at the rate that it's currently going before it'll start reaching more civilized areas. The prognosis is at least generous. It looks like it would be another 10 years before any of the various nice PNG swap Valtria, before any of the effects would be started to seen around Thanskaran. Currently, there are a few wildlife that you are concerned about in the local area, but nothing that should be too major as long as you guys send a troop of just a squad of combatants to go clear them out. The climb, having scouted that too, definitely looks doable. But it is still going to be difficult, and some of you might have a lot of trouble making it up those 600 feet of mountain. Thank you for the stretch, and 1-1.
Sorry.
So you can go ahead and report that all to them, Sly.
I report that all to them.
Sly.
Sly, play it out,
I don't
buddy.
have a good
Come
way
on.
to repeat what he just said.
1-1.
But that's what we all do. We all role play it.
You could just say all's clear.
But you just said it's not all clear.
I mean, it is as long as you send a troop out, which you have the authority to do, so you could have already done it and solved the problem without anyone knowing.
Technically, anything you say is what goes. If you say everything is clear, then we'll just act on that information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, Sly.
All's clear except for some local wildlife that we might want to take care of.
What sort of wildlife?
That's an excellent question, River.
My name's Valentin.
A few desert creatures, nothing that is even worth mentioning. Like, just local hazards.
But they're worth sending a troop after.
Yes, but the actual details are, like, not, like, they're kind of beyond your concern. Do you want me to actually find some monsters? Sure, let me do that real quick.
Well, it just seems like you're saying they're worth sending a troop after, but they're also beyond our or below our concern at the same time.
Yeah, it's sending 5 dudes out to kill, like, a few boars that could be a hazard to a single person walking around. But I don't know the desert equivalent of a boar. So let me look that up then.
There are boars in the desert.
There are boars in the desert? Are there actually boars in deserts?
They're called javelinas.
Go ahead! Come up with some stuff then, Sly. You clearly have knowledge of desert terrains more so than I do. Come up with stuff. What would be some creatures worth being like, hey, that's sort of a problem?
I guess we need to be careful of the feral camels, I suppose.
What the hell is a javelina? I'm gonna look it up right now.
They're pigs. They're wild boars that live in the desert.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at him, little legs! Look at him, little leggies! Oh my god, he's so round! He's so fat! Oh my god, I love him! Oh, I want to keep him. This is the way I talk to my cat.
I can only assume you're looking at Dr. Biscuit and not a javelina.
No, javelinas are adorable. Look at how hairy and fat they is.
So cute. So cute.
Huh. They got things like those.
Undyne, did you have that problem resolved, by the way? I didn't see it until now.
Yeah, that'll help.
Okay.
Go ahead and come up with whatever you'd like, Sly. Go ahead and yes and a little bit. Get creative. Have some fun. Did he just scoff at me?
No, I was laughing at the picture that Valentin just put in the Discord.
Oh my god, no! No! Regular pigs can nut for 30 minutes, so if that pig's nutting, how long? Why?
They can what?
No!
They can what?
Yeah, regular pigs can nut for 30 minutes.
Why can't I nut for 30 minutes? That sounds amazing.
You guys don't nut for 30 minutes?
Okay. Alright.
Classic. Okay, I sent a list of some stuff. I think scorpions would probably
it's like
be
a fire hose. It propels me upwards.
It's just a volcano eruption.
River ends up the super super dried up husk lady from SpongeBob the chocolate lady. You just end up
have to say old again.
The dried shriveled husk afterwards.
Tell us about these javelinas, Sly, and maybe giant scorpions.
We spotted possible tracks of some large boars and possible tracks of mountain lions.
Would you say that these boars are more like tusk boars or are they javelinas? What sort of boars are they?
Can I slap Valentin?
Wait, I'm superior. What the
He's
fuck?
just role-playing, Sly. Get into it.
Yeah, but he was being sassy.
That was
Yeah.
What?
Well, then roleplay the sassiness back.
Yeah.
I threatened to slap him.
Say it! Don't,
What?
don't
I just-
find
what
it
the fuck?
describing. Just talk about... Oh, God. Okay.
that would be. I don't think you should do that. That's what's it called? Insubordination.
I am uncomfortable with the energy we've cultivated in the studio today. Pleasure to meet you. You may refer to me as you. And she holds her hand out to you. She's in this really intimidating looking, full plate. Has very dark green, long hair, blue skin, and, yellow eyes. She seems very genial as she holds her hand out to you.
I reach out and shake your hand. Very deadpan, say nice to meet you.
Is it like a firm handshake?
No,
Or is it limp?
Oh,
there's
dead
very
fish
little effort
handshake.
involved.
Okay, yeah. It's a limp handshake. I knew it.
The
Okay.
dead fish handshake. How
that's,
fitting.
Okay. What brings you here? You said you're scouting? I kind of looked to the other folks in our group because I wouldn't know what's going on.
I was hired to
right
scout
now.
for your party.
Oh, great! And I slap you
Oh,
on the
no.
back, clearly in a friendly way, but it's a little too hard.
You have been taking too
Butlers.
many notes from Buckethead.
I'm a himbo,
When-
but like a lady. What do you want from me?
When Butler recommended you, he didn't actually tell us a name. He just said Scout, and you've yet to actually introduce yourself to us.
It makes a
I
good
just-
point. What is your name, sir?
I just go by Sly.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Fuck off, Valentin.
What is?
Oh,
hold
no.
on. Valentin also just goes by his handle. Why is Sly being given shit for this? Valentin.
I wasn't
is
giving
just
him. I wasn't giving him shit.
You're giving him sauce.
Seems like we've got a lot of tension here today.
Yeah, I'm not sure why this is so uncomfortable.
And also, I want to
Perhaps we
point
get
out
back to
that
the point. We've got a mission to do. Let's get to that. Let's tone the bickering down a bit, folks, and focus on our goals. We need to get in there,
I agree.
and you're telling us that the way is clear.
a cold one. Up the
I've just met
mountainside.
this
I
man,
didn't
but I
hear what you
trust
said,
him with my life.
Valentin was talking over you.
That's okay. I get talked over a lot. I'm a woman. He's a man. He does that sort of thing. It's okay. Anyways,
I was going to say that it's probably because of, the latency, but that's difficult to roleplay.
The lady in sea.
lady.
Leniency!
Anyways, you were saying the way is clear.
For the most part. We should keep an eye out for the wild animals, but other than that, yes.
All right. Very well.
The other wild animals up the mountainside that we're climbing.
I think you
I
just said
assume
that
I
there
didn't
isn't.
start pre-climbing.
You
So-
at least scouted out. No, the climate should be totally fine.
I don't like the way he
Nothing
said
visible
that.
on the climb. Though it's not like I can see far up the mountain from here yet. We'll have to see more as we go.
In fact, it's a little suspicious how quiet it is, as one thing you've noticed is that there are no birds. And the wildlife you saw seems to be more aggressive than normal.
Well, I guess we'll put Captain Happy to work on clearing out whatever wildlife could threaten the the base positions, and then we'll start making our way up the mountainside.
Yes, sounds good. Probably shouldn't wait too long. We need to keep moving. So do you want to have anything they need to do before we head out?
Body breakfast.
I mean, I know very little about the environs here, so I'll leave it to you to lead the way.
I know very little about this as well. I don't think we have anybody that's very familiar with this terrain, unless I'm mistaken.
I have terrain expert on Darklands and lore on Darklands.
This isn't the Darklands yet. This is a mountainside.
Okay, it's just the mountains leading into it.
Phoebe,
So
what's your character's name again? Because I can't remember, and it just says Goopy Binch.
Oh yeah, it's Oasis. I couldn't remember my own name. So
Oasis.
You guys, a lot of you,
Thank you.
a lot of you have unnamed characters or extra character sheets right now too. Can you guys please mark out which ones you want me to delete?
The character creation thing is kind of weird in this.
Yeah, the character selection
it feels clunky and strange.
They didn't have a character wizard, so...
No. Phoebe, I would know that Oasis... I mean, you're hired to be our guide, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Podge! Welcome!
Perhaps Oasis might have a clear idea of what we should... Wait! I hear rustling from my bag! What could that be?
And then Podge pops out.
What up? Good morning.
Were you able to breathe in there? It's watertight.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got my ways.
Huh. Works for me. Just pat her on the head.
Well, good morning.
Hi.
We'll brief you on what you missed. There's some wild animals in the area, but nothing that a small group of soldiers couldn't take care of while we proceed on our way up the mountain.
Woo! Sounds like dinner.
Yeah, maybe we can have some of them cook some boars for you.
Oh, I woke up at the perfect time. I get breakfast and a ride.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're carrying you up the mountain?
I mean, you have been.
Perfect. I don't see why not.
I mean, I can walk if you want, but this is some pretty cushy digs I got here right now. Not used to this kind of celebrity treatment.
By celebrity treatment, are you referring to the inside of my sack? That sounds
weird. Your sack
the way I
is
phrased
very
that.
roomy.
Okay. I have been complimented for the use of my very large sack.
You do have a really nice sack.
I do like your sack a lot.
I kind of wanted to touch it a little bit. It looks very soft.
The way it hangs from my body is kind of bizarre to most people, but this is traditional for Azarketi, such as myself.
Listen, if anyone bullies you about your sack, I'll bite them.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. So long as you don't bite my sack, we'll be good.
No. I'll be kind to your sack.
Thank you. Always treat other sacks with kindness. That's one of the first lessons I was taught before I left from home.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my sack friend and I are ready to go. Onward!
Let us head out.
Onward.
Commander.
Podge like pointing out of the backpack.
Commander.
Yes. Which one?
I'm capable of utilizing my device in order to mimic the sending spell 3 times a day. How many times a day and at what time should I contact your team in order to coordinate this assault?
What about better?
Well...
Assault?
What?
And better?
Oh, right.
Okay,
right.
anyway.
How many times a day should I... Go ahead. I'm not sure.
Well, I think that twice a day as standard, and then keep one safe in case of an emergency that you always have on hand. So every 12 hours, perhaps, contact us. I assume that every day is 24 hours.
I believe the idea was that we were going to attack from the rear while they attacked up the front, correct?
Right. So
perhaps we should have it set that they contact us in a certain amount of hours that we think it'll take for us to get to our where we're gonna set up before we attack, and then if we're ready, that contact will be used for us to start combat.
Well, in my eyes, in my mind, I was thinking that if it takes us 12 hours to get somewhere and we get a sending spell sent to us, we can then send back, contact us again in X amount of hours when we know better. And if we still haven't gotten a good, grasp of what we can do, then we'll just tell them to delay longer. That way we can pivot a little bit instead of having to wait for the next message in case we know that we're getting close to figuring things out, or we just keep it on a timeline of being every 12 hours. But I would rather we have too few messages sent on a scheduled basis than them not having a message ready to go in case something happens on their end.
All right. If you feel like that is right, then it sounds good to me.
I'm just here for the sack.
Mm-hmm. A noble cause.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless,
Is
I have
Skeletor
taken
here?
the liberatory,
Sam.
the liberatory of preparing a slight description of the areas that you should be going through based on the accounts of those who know about the ventilation shafts. The tunnels are at a very steep downward incline the majority of the way. Aside from a section where you will be able to walk upright. Those of you who are taller than 5'11" will need to crouch or walk on their hands and knees during certain portions.
Ah, shit. That would be me. I am quite
Why
tall.
did I make myself 7.5 feet tall?
Those of you who are higher than 6.5 feet tall will need to crawl assuredly and will find difficulty fighting in these tunnels, should anything be lurking within. At no point do the tunnels widen more than 5 feet, nor are they ever higher than a total of 5'11".
Ah, finally, some advantages to being small.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time.
I look
It's
over
camouflage.
I'll look over to our very tall members. How tall is Sly?
5'8".
Please. Okay. Thank God. I thought you were. Oh, I guess it's average height, but I was like, you have an average height for a human. It's like, Jesus. And what about not Skeletor, Sam?
Not
He's
Skeletor.
tall.
We just name him.
I am
just name him
tall.
not Skeletor.
I remember him saying he's tall.
Yes, I'm around 7 foot.
Man, and you guys want the plan about crawling around narrow, tightly constrained passageways for... What was this? Operation Spit Roast is what you've been calling it?
Yeah.
Does anybody have access to the spell Reduce Person or something? Can you make me a small lady?
In total, the journey through the shaft should take about 6 hours' time.
You know, let me check. Let's see.
Query, why
Yeah,
did you
don't
all
ever
giggle
do
when I
it.
said shaft?
Don't worry about it.
That was a good TV show.
Sounds like a penis.
Well, one of us is honest.
I see. Updating
I never
vocabulary.
lie about dick.
Updating vocabulary. Shaft is equivalent to penis.
Only part of it.
In that case, it should be about 6 hours for you to travel through the holes. And the narrow tunnels beyond. I'm sorry, is there more giggling?
No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
We said it at the same time. I very sneakily fist bump Podge.
Shall I have the men prepare your climbing gear?
Yes.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you.
Very good. You'll be ready to head out within an hour. I recommend preparing anything... Butler shakes his head. I recommend leaving nothing left behind. This is your final chance to do any preparations, commanders.
I'm all ready to go.
I think I'm as prepared as I'll ever be.
Good very.
I'm merely going... Let me just double check something super quick.
Is there needed anything else, Commander?
Do inform Captain Happy about the wildlife that he'll probably need to send a smaller squad of soldiers to take care of to make sure that they don't get extra trouble in the night.
Yes, do will, sir. Alright, and anything...
So, I would like to collect everyone from the party.
Alright, you collect them all outside the command tent in a more less official area of the camp.
So, I would like to just ask before we start our climb, is there anyone here that is not good at climbing?
That would be athletics?
I believe so,
Yeah,
yes.
it's under athletics.
Yes.
I should
No,
be good
I'm
to
an
go.
excellent climber.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I am jacked, as they say.
Oh, yeah? Are you this jacked? And Zandra will, flex next to you.
She flexes, but slightly
Ooh,
bigger.
Nice. Oh,
Would you-
Yeah, what's your strength?
I have a +4.
Same.
Yeah, but I'm
I
taller.
don't know. I
I'm
think
thick,
I'm
ma'am.
just as jacked.
I am perfectly average at climbing.
I have a -1 to athletics.
Okay, so that's one person that can't climb.
I have a
That's okay, I'll just follow the
+0. I'm just
expert.
standard at climbing.
Should we?
No, that's not standard. That's really bad.
Perhaps we can. Perhaps for those
It's
of
not
us.
a -1.
For those of you who are bad at climbing, perhaps we can tie you off to someone who is a good climber, in case you were to slip.
Well, if there's only 2 of us that are bad at climbing, then I have a
My
solution
athletics
for us.
is a +11, so I should probably be tied off too.
Mine.
hot diggity
We have
damn.
the. Yeah, we
To
both
Oasis.
do. I've got
Would
a
you allow
+11 to athletics
acrobatics to
too.
climb?
I
What's
can just
what's
stay in the
that?
sack.
What's that, Sam?
Would you allow acrobatics to climb?
No. Not
Okay,
on
then
a
I suck
long
climbing.
endurance-based climb like this. If it was a small bit, they were like, I'm gonna parkour up, like, this wall, that works. But I don't think you can parkour consistently up 600 feet without, you know, it turning into athleticism as opposed to acrobatics.
I can make 2 people have an easier time climbing. I think. Let me just double check. If I can actually...
I wondered why it was so quiet. I forgot to turn on Sirenscape. I'm like, why is this session so quiet compared to
Oh,
why does it feel so empty?
I never figured out how to turn that on.
Turn one on the Sirenscape? We'll help you in between sessions at some point, but it is live right now.
I'm sneezing.
Ah, so much better. It fills all the voids.
okay, I got
We
it.
like our voids being filled.
I
Oh wow.
I do have some way of helping you climb. For 2 people, I can help.
Huh?
So-
Yeah, what can you do?
I reach into my backpack, and obviously, knowing that we were going to climb, I prepared one of my gadgets that I can create for free because of one of my feats. And I take out 2 sets of gecko pads.
Gecko pads? That's
Yes.
awesome.
Gecko pads are thin clockwork devices shaped like palms which can be strapped onto existing handwear or creatures' hands. When activated, they whir to life and improve your grip on surfaces while slowly releasing a sticky substance stored within the device's surface to help you climb. The pads give you a climb speed equal to your speed as long as your hands are free. So it doesn't actually make it easier for you to climb, but it does make you be able to climb
quite literally
faster.
better than that quite literally entirely negates the need to make athletics checks. If you have a speed for something, it usually means that, like, if you have a swim speed, you don't
if you
make
have a
swim
climb
checks.
speed, you don't have to make a climbing check.
They're going to be way faster than everyone else. Even when
So
you
if
have
it-
like a really good climbing, like if you've got really good athletics, you still, like, even if you're acing every check, you're still going to be moving like half your speed. Whereas they'll
Right.
just be walking up the mountain essentially.
Right. So, for 2 of you, we can negate the need for, climbing for 10 minutes.
Oh, for
And,
10 minutes. Can we cross that
yes.
much ground in 10 minutes? Well, maybe they could.
I mean,
Well-
I'm very sneaky if you want me to
It's
step
going to be an
ahead.
hour climb for anyone without the speed.
And for
Well, let's
anyone
see.
with the speed,
How far is
However-
you said
however-
it's 600 feet?
Yeah.
600 feet. And if it's their walking speed, so what's your movement? 30?
Mine's
isn't it 25 for everyone?
25? So that's only 24 rounds. So times 6 seconds. It's only going to take you... It takes you 2.4 minutes. So it's an hour-long climb for everyone else. They just walk up the mountain. 2.5 minutes.
So we could give this to anyone, really, and they can start setting up a forward location to make it easier for the rest of us to climb if they fasten ropes or something similar that high up.
I have a... Sandra will open her bag. I have a grappling hook. Perhaps you could... And a long rope. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think it's that long. Do we have more rope that we could tie together and make kind of a...
You have all the supplies you'll need to make the climb.
Oh, okay, perfect. Well, then they can just they can walk up, tie off a rope, and then just dangle it down, and we can use that to bring ourselves up.
Right.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
So,
whenever you guys are
the
ready, take the climb. But it sounds like there's a little bit more roleplay. Sorry to cut you off, Linton. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, I think it's probably for the best that the people that have the hardest time climbing, and Podge, you could probably just ride along one of the other people, so you kind of negate the need for having to
Perhaps
do it yourself.
Whoever wears the thing that gives them allows them to climb at a natural pace should be on guard duty while we climb up, so that they can help better protect us and fend us off if something tries to attack while we make this treacherous ascent.
Exactly, which is why I'm wondering, should we give these to just the people that need help with climbing, or do we give it to the people that are going to have an easier time defending us as we make our
perhaps Oasis could use them for both.
Yeah, I'm very proficient at seeing and protecting. Just not climbing.
Right, so I hand you one of the pads with the sticky substance in them.
Oh my god.
I don't want to ask where you got the stickiness from.
It's actually quite interesting. There are some plants here in the desert that when you press them into certain...
Interesting. We should just make this climb, and you can tell us all about the plants while we climb this mountain. And I've very over exaggerated yawn.
I also kind of just imagined you saying that as you walk off. we should just yeah, okay, bye.
But Valentin is still describing exactly how we made the sticky substance, even as people are walking off. Oh, who wants the other gecko pad?
So is Podge just gonna sit in someone's bag, or are you gonna climb?
Yes.
Cool.
I'm
awesome.
gonna be in a bag.
Be in a sack. Nice. Okay. And
Yeah.
then
So
you should probably give it to
climbing.
Sam. Yeah. You're probably the. Well, it's either you or Valentin.
I have a 0.
Yeah. Oh wait. I guess I should ask Sly. What's your athletics?
10.
Oh yeah. Sly looks like he'd be an excellent climber.
I've also got a climbing kit.
Oh well, perfect. Looks like Sam. Perhaps you could use the gecko pads.
It'd certainly make it more convenient.
Are you comfortable setting up a base for us once up there and tying off a rope, perhaps? Making the climb easier for the rest of us?
That is something I can do.
Awesome. Well, here. Zandril, you said we have all the gear, so Zandril will just grab a bunch of rope. This is 600 feet of rope. What you're going to do is you're going to put on these gecko pads, climb all the way to the top, find a place to tie this off, make sure it's strong, because it's going to have all of our body weights on it, and you're going to lower that rope over the edge of the mountain down to us. Use that to climb up.
Might want to, as well, put... Is it pittance? It's pittance, right?
Yeah.
Or is it pythons? Whichever way you pronounce it.
You wouldn't.
Well, they probably need some fastening along the way.
If we have ascenders, well, I'm thinking of modern climbing equipment. You wouldn't use pittons if we're just climbing a rope that's from above. You'd use those if you're climbing and you don't have any lead rope above you. You use those when someone down below is holding the rope for you as you climb. You put the pitton in, and then you put the rope through that pitton, so that if you fall, you only fall as far as that pitton. Whereas if the rope's above us, so long as we're secured to the rope some way, I'm thinking modern climbing, so I don't know if this is something you can do in Pathfinder, but you have essentially a sender. You have something that only goes up the rope, right? You can go down the rope with it, but it's essentially, once you slide it up the rope, it doesn't go down any further. So so long as you're climbing up and you're moving your ascender up the rope, you can't fall. Right? You can't fall further than your ascender
Imagine unless
is.
Valentin invents it, we're not going to have an ascender though.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what's in because a pitton won't be useful here for this situation. If we're having a rope from above, then the pitton won't do anything.
Right.
Well, what if the rope at the top gets unfastened somehow? What if they are under attack while they're up there, and whatever they have fastened the rope to up there breaks off, and we have no other...
Then the pitton still will do nothing. Yeah. So
Unless he's making extra like anchor points as he goes
a
up.
pinter is an anchor. It's not like it doesn't hold the rope in place. It's like imagine like a loop, right? Like you stick the rope through the loop on the pin.
In this instance, we could also use them as footholds or extra footholds as we go up the mountain. Though.
Will that be necessary? Like how hard is this climb river? Is this like a straight vertical face that's just a flat rock, or is this like we're climbing up like an 80-degree angle?
It's craggy, basically at a 90-degree angle, but it's not going to be too. It's mechanically it's one athletics check unless you have a climb speed. And it's lowered based on if there's a rope or climbing gear involved.
Sure.
I was gonna say
be fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless this is like we're literally like climbing, you know, what's it called, El Capitan. I don't think it's gonna be necessary.
Then we'll just send 2 people up ahead of us. They secure the rope, and then we come in afterwards.
Exactly. I think it'll be fine.
Well, we hand
just
all
go
the
ahead and
necessary.
start climbing.
No,
We
just not gonna even wait. All right.
okay. Well, I'm
the scout.
getting.
Go off ahead.
Kind of a solo one.
he's gotta go off
He doesn't even wait
ahead.
for the rope. He just starts climbing.
we have been spending a lot of time discussing this.
Yep.
Shall we send someone up with the sticky stuff?
Yes, we already talked about that. Yes, Sam, please go ahead.
I rolled a 21 on my climb check, River.
21 on your climb check? Yeah. Do you have a climb speed?
No, it's just climbing gear.
Well, we send the other 2 up ahead as well. So they just walk up.
The ones with the stickies who have climb speed.
Yep.
Sure. Then yeah. So who's going up first? Like who's got the climb speed? Because you'll get up the fastest.
Me and Sam.
Yeah, Oasis and Sam have it.
The skeleton has a climb speed. What does that look like?
He's got the sticky
He's got
pads
the
on
sticky
his
pads.
bones.
Yeah,
Wait,
I have.
We gave the sticky pads to Podge and Sam. They're going up ahead.
I don't have them. I already
not
read.
Patch. Sorry, our goopy gal. They're going up. They're going up first. Sam's gonna tie a rope, throw it down to us. That's the plan. They're doing it. Go.
Yeah.
All right.
A question, River.
I have an answer.
Can this mountain sustain plant life?
No, not on this side of the mountain like this. No. Why?
I was gonna plant it. I was gonna create a tree if it could.
But nah, there's not enough dirt for the roots unless you can get a tree that goes through rock.
No, it's just one of my abilities is I could just plant a tree, and then if after a minute it just becomes a permanent tree. Only if it's in a place that can sustain like a normal tree area.
Okay, I cannot.
That's fair.
So, you guys who are heading up first, are you guys going side by side? Are you going one above the other? How are you doing? I need to know what you 2 are in particular.
Do you have any preference?
Probably side by side.
Okay. Looks like we're going up side by side.
As you guys are getting closer to the ventilation shafts, your passive perceptions are enough. Both of you spot a bit of blue. Blue kind of electricity crackling out of the vent that creeps down partially down to the mountain to where you guys are climbing, wraps itself sort of around the rock that your hand is currently holding on, and then it dissipates.
The blue energy dissipates, or something else dissipates?
The
Kind
blue
of cut off
energy
there.
dissipates. The blue energy dissipates. It's just gone.
Oh, that's not ominous.
Mildly concerning.
Oasis is just gonna look down and then Like, are they within, like, being able to hear us shout range, or no?
I mean, 600 feet's not that far, for shouting at least.
Because Oasis is just gonna look down and shout down to be careful of any weird blue zappy stuff on the rocks.
Could you be more specific? I shout back up.
No? I don't know what it is.
The blue light vanishes from the vented shaft up ahead.
I'm sure this isn't a problem at all.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem at all.
You guys keep climbing up?
How far away from the shaft right now?
100 feet. Again, it was like blue kind of lightning energy, electrical energy that crawled its way through the cracks and the crags of the rocks to then wrap around, glow around your hand, and then vanish.
That's only the two that are like further ahead, right?
Yeah, the rest of you
Okay.
who are like climbing up behind them and have started your climb are not affected by this, nor do you see it.
Okay.
I guess I keep climbing.
Yeah, same.
Can you make the squishy sound so whenever you put this?
Squelching. Atmospheric squelching.
Sly, I need everyone but Sly to roll me in athletics. Same for the people with the sticky pads. You don't gotta worry about it. As you guys make it to the top, I need to see if the rest of you are going to have any troubles during the climb.
14.
I'm in a bag. Do I still roll?
No, but you increase, whose bag are you in?
Probably, Undyne's character. I forget your name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I told you guys to call me you, so
You.
it wouldn't be abnormal for your character to forget my name either. Let me see. I can't. Oh yeah, I have to roll manually because I cannot add everything. I've tried to, but
I had to add mine manually. I had to give myself misc bonuses because it's the only way I could make it work.
right. My race isn't here either, so it's not giving me the.
Yeah, my entire class doesn't exist, so I have
Yeah.
no level.
Same.
Just roll manually if it doesn't.
Yep, I
Yeah,
rolled
yeah.
a 9 in the die, so that's a non-nat 20. I have a plus 11 athletics.
Okay, and she is in your bag?
Yeah.
Your climb is difficult being weighed down. Zandra, you are really struggling. You are having a bad time trying to get up this rope.
Good.
Your hands are sweaty, your knees are weak.
Oh no.
Mom's spaghetti.
Oh no.
Butler spaghetti.
Mom's spaghetti.
Oh,
Is she
no.
failing to climb or just having a hard time?
Just having a hard time. The ropes
Okay.
and the other setups that you guys have made this DC almost trivial, apart from the time it's taken. All of you are aware how very visible you must be for miles around climbing this mountain.
Wait, so with the
Can I
rope
roll a
and
hide
with the
check?
lower DC, I'm struggling with a 14. Impressive.
Yep.
But how
but
high
not
was the
enough to
DC?
fall. 12?
I'm struggling with a 14?
Yeah, you're only
That sounds
two higher.
that's a success.
Yeah, you're only two higher though. You're struggling, you're not failing.
I'm succeeding. That's good enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're just struggling.
Stop-
It's
stop-
it's not effortless
Stop
for you.
getting on my vibe, man. I'm doing my best, alright?
He's-
I've never climbed a mountain before.
He's like, man, you're succeeding, but you're not succeeding well enough.
You're
Yes.
not doing well enough.
Sounds like my mom back when I was in high school.
You're supposed to be doing
You're
somersaults
not,
up.
you're not climbing with one hand.
Yes, you can roll a hide, Sly.
It's called being safe, River, and taking my time.
16.
Even with a 16, you must be aware how open and exposed you are. If there was anyone nearby who disliked you with a bow, they could easily pick you out off the side of this mountain. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case, or at the very least it wasn't for the first two people to make it to the top, Sam and Oasis. You guys make it to the top. The ventilation shaft is a entirely perfect spherical hole. The hole to get in is only a 2-foot radius around.
Oh god.
Meaning it is going to require a hell of a lot of squeezing from your bigger party members, and some people may need to take their armor off for the majority of this descent. And a descent it is, as carrying on downwards at a pretty steep angle is now the ventilation shaft that you have to start going in through.
You're going to have to get up me sack.
I thought you said earlier that it was an incline, that the tunnels were an incline.
They are both decline, up, down, up, down, up, down. They're not straight shots.
Okay.
And I also meant to say it was a decline.
Okay.
So you said it's 2-foot entry. How long is the 2-foot part for?
Basically, just the opening, and then after that, it's far easier to get in. It widens out to be enough that you guys can be a little bit more comfortable.
Well, I guess I can't ask this while I'm still climbing, so never mind.
Yeah, but you can now communicate that back, Oasis and Sam. The hole was not expected to be this small.
I don't think I'm going to fit in there. This hole was not made for me.
Oh no! It's my hole.
This is Podge's hole.
Are you shouting that back?
Podge's hole. It was made for her.
Oh, are we not all up there yet, or are you guys just up there?
No, Sam and Oasis are the first
Oh,
two
okay,
up here.
okay. Then ignore
Oasis
me.
just shouts style it I don't know if I can fit in this.
Is there a way you can widen the hole, or?
It's gonna take a long time.
Well, we still have
a few months of training.
We still have a while to get up there. Start looking around, I suppose.
You look around, there's not really much but rocks.
There's a
You're on
hole. There's other parts of the hole.
Hang on.
You could try to
How
widen
does hardness work?
How does what now?
Hardness work. How hard is rock?
Fairly
I
hard,
have a spell that.
This is a really bad idea, Rye.
Yeah.
Podge, how hard is rock generally? This isn't something I've been asked yet in my new Pathfinder career. Hardness, rock.
How hard is rock?
Hey, this week cares about an object's hardness.
Phoebe.
I need to know how hard the rock is.
Stone has a hardness of 7.
7? Okay, that's not too bad.
Thin stone.
You are going to
There's
cause an
H- it's not
avalanche
just-
and kill us all.
It's not just hardness. Hardness is the DC, and then it has HP too.
Yeah.
So this is a really bad idea. We are not going to get much progress at all.
Thin stone has a hardness of 5, but this is regular stone. Hardness is 7, HP of 28, BT, which is a broken threshold of 14.
Probably for each foot, like each 5-foot block of stone.
I have a bad feeling.
What are you up to,
I have
Sam?
a rough idea.
I'll wait for other people to get up here before doing anything.
Well, here's the
How
thing.
big is the space?
There is no space for them to stand once they're up here. So they're just still going to be dangling off of this rope until you guys can solve this problem. And at that point, people are going to have to start making endurance checks to see how long they can hold themselves on this rope. Yeah, meaning that this might be a problem that you want to get about solving right now. They're already doing an hour of climbing, and then they're just going to have to hang around. Because you guys did decide not to use pythons.
River, they're useless in this situation.
And I have them in my climbing kit, so I could just anchor myself at any point.
Anchoring yourself for extended stay is the purpose for them in this case, Valtria.
We're descending through. We're descending through something that you want us to crawl through at this steep slant, or is this something that we could slide through?
You would be able to actually slide through for a significant portion of it. The walls inside. Well, no one's actually looked inside the hole yet, so
I'd like to look, please. I have
you're
dark vision.
not
We're not there
Oasis
yet.
and
we
Sam.
have a while to get there.
You guys have a while to get
Yeah.
there, and it's up to Oasis and Sam to solve this problem.
Okay.
That's why I've been just chilling. I'm just waiting for them to do it.
How big did you say the hole was, River?
2-foot radius.
Radius or diameter?
Which is the one for the whole, like, circle around?
Diameter.
Diameter, sorry.
Yeah, I was like, wait, 2-foot
Radius would
That's
be
easy
4
to
feet
get in.
across.
So
Yes.
it's a 1 foot radius.
Yeah, 1 foot
I can
radius, 2 foot
squeeze
diameter.
into that actually then.
Yeah,
Man's a raccoon.
so it's all dark inside, right?
Yes. Apart from
cool.
a receding blue light crackling along the ground.
I don't trust that. You're made out of bones, so can't you collapse yourself to get in the hole?
Yes!
I
Like,
was gonna ask that.
I am technically probably the most narrow person here.
You're also trained in athletics or acrobatics, right?
Yes, I am.
So you can squeeze.
So,
It's
Yes,
just
I
gonna
was just-
dislocate his shoulder. It's quite literally
Yeah.
just dislocate everything and
Pop
become a
and
pile of
shoulders
bones.
You might want to roll a perception
Just-
first. Do you
just
guys have
pop
any
a
light
leg off.
sources or dark vision?
You just pop a leg off, stick it through the hole, pop the other leg off, stick it through the hole.
I'm pretty sure I have dark vision as a skeleton. I'm just trying to check it.
Be weird to me if you
No.
didn't, but I'm learning a new system, so who knows? There's a lot of shit that's weird to me in the old system I'm coming from.
Oh, I have low light vision.
There is no light inside at all now that that blue light's receded.
It's okay, I have dark vision. Is there any horrible monsters?
There are no horrible monsters. What is interesting is that the hole looks like entirely worked stone, polished and kept extremely smooth. What is a little weird is that there is a bit of liquid running through the hole. You're not certain if it's water or what.
It's like to fight a big worm.
Not certain if it's water or what yet, but there is some sort of strange kind of liquidy film. Thank you for the raid, Rhea! Welcome, welcome! Currently we're talking about holes and the best way to probe them. Regardless, though, there is a little bit of liquid in this hole, and it looks like if you were to just, jump in and Jesus take the wheel, you would slide down until you hit the first joint in the tunnel where your feet would be, you'd be able to be on your feet for a brief moment before needing to figure out where you're going to go next.
I feel like we're about to walk into the mouth of a giant, horrible pagan deity.
Well, has anybody done a check to see if, a nature or survival check to see if this is unnaturally? You said that the walls of it were weird, right? Or the shape of it is weird?
Only Oasis has been able to see it so far.
Yeah.
No, the shape of it isn't weird. It's what you expected because these are man-made ventilation shafts.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what I wanted to...
It
Yeah,
was weirdly
what's
lubricated.
weird is that there is a liquid. It is really cold up here.
Does it... Can I reach it? Like the goo?
Yeah, would you like to run a finger through the goo?
I want to know, what does it smell like? Does it smell like...
As you reach for the goo and attempt to put a finger on it, the goo separates and you touch stone in a completely dry area.
Oh, that's not normal.
Oh, that ain't right.
I'm just gonna shout down, there's weird goo in here. It doesn't want to be touched. I don't like this.
Let me at it.
Are we close enough that we can hear them
Yeah,
and communicate?
yeah, they're calling down the mountain.
Are we
I
able
love
to
weird
parts podge up to throw them in?
I'll allow you to pass Podge up and then football toss her the rest of the way. Roll me an athletics for whoever is at the top of the rope, so whoever's first in your climbing order. Hey, it is River! Hey, Mox, this is the group that is trying to get into Cadron right now. So if you wanted to see the group that's going to be in the same area as you guys in Last Stand, this is them. They're currently trying to get into a ventilation shaft to enter Cadron. They're probing some holes with weird goo in them.
Kinky.
All right, so who's at the top of the rope and is going to
Probably
hurl Podge
me.
up like... Okay,
Yeah.
Sly, roll me in athletics to toss Podge like the little football-shaped goblin she is.
Is this a good idea? I say before we start tossing the goblin.
It's too late.
Why don't I just carry her the rest of the way?
because it's going to take another 30 minutes. Or you could throw her up, and one of the people with the climb speed could go down a little bit. And
Wait,
catch
so
her.
we're 300 feet away?
I can't yeet something 300 feet straight up.
You don't need to. There are people who can kind of climb partially down. But if you want to save time, you asked me if you could throw the goblin. I'm telling you how you would physically
realize they were so far down.
They're like an hour away. You guys
Well,
made
does she
this
have
in
the
10 minutes.
does she have the bouncy, stretchy, durable goblin feet?
You guys
I
made this
have-
climb in 10 minutes. Those of you with the sticky pads. That leaves 50 minutes of climb
have
for
extra
everybody
squishy.
else. You do have
I am
extra
extra
squishy.
Oh, if we're 50 minutes away, then we're more like 500 feet away.
Yeah, you are a distance away. I'm saying that I'm going to allow you to have some of the sticky pads make it part of the way down and yeet the goblin.
Yeah.
I was asked
Gotcha.
about the mechanics for throwing the goblin. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm not saying it's
yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not.
Okay,
Okay,
stop yelling,
stop
with
yelling,
the
stop yelling,
sticky
stop yelling.
pads.
Stop yelling.
As a pro acrobatics person, I got a plus 11 in maneuver, in flight, squeeze, and tumble through, and balance. So don't worry, you can yeet me. It'll be fine.
Just don't roll low.
Look. If the goblin consents
Is
to being
this just
thrown, I can't stop
purely
this.
an athletics check then?
I think it's an athletics for you, and
But for me, it's acrobatics.
Yeah, we'll start with the athletics from you, and depending on how well that goes.
500 feet straight up. God.
Not 5. There's no way I'm throwing 500 feet. I'm thinking like
Yeah,
So, goblin grenade.
just roll me an athletics.
You guys
This-
are the worst.
this will end poorly.
And which one of you is going
You
down a
don't.
bit to catch her?
You don't have to do this, Sly.
I don't know why she wants me to throw her.
Do it. Do
It's
it.
just a
You're
goblin.
currently in.
Do it.
Because she's a
currently-
goblin, she's gonna tell you to do it no matter what.
Wait.
I live for the thrill.
How do the sticky pads actually work? Like,
Okay, let me.
They give you a walking speed, so essentially,
okay, so
You're
I'm basically just
walking.
walking straight up. Cool.
yes,
I
you're
will go
literally
down.
walking like like when you like standing on a horizontal surface, you're just
So-
like standing on that. Walking.
That's actually not true. It doesn't go on your feet. It goes in your hands.
So his
That's
hands are
much harder.
occupied.
So you're like
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
his hands are occupied, so he can't catch her.
But I
That's
can
what
grab
I've been
on.
saying.
Well,
I can grab on.
because you're a skeleton, do you have any features or abilities that let you rearrange your bone structure?
No.
Damn, I was hoping we could have feet for hands.
There is a feat. There is a feat that lets me do that, but I do not have it.
Alright, in that case, then it's an athletics, and it's up to Podge to grab onto what she needs to.
I'm excited.
Can I tie off a rope to her before I throw her?
You
You
can
have
do
a
whatever
500
you
foot
like.
long rope?
Do whatever you like.
Well, no,
You
we're
guys
not
have
throwing her
enough-
500 feet, Val.
But you
Yeah.
can like swing the rope and like catapult me.
I will say that you can tie a rope to her that will match the distance needed. You have tons of rope.
What if we just throw down a rope, like
You
to
already
her
did
and,
throw
like,
down a
pull her up?
That's what you did. You mean like another rope? Like a second rope?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's faster
Rope
if you
is
throw me.
equal.
Just throw me. It's fine.
You know what? Fine, fuck it.
Woo!
Alright, Podge, I want before I go into this. Hold on, I need to change the Sirenscape music. This is. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll just dip into the antics here. Why not? What's
give
the
me a
worst that
moment.
could happen? Other than Podge having to reroll.
Oh,
worry,
good
Podge
God!
has
No, thank you. Much better. Much better.
I can add goblin yeeting to my resume.
All right. First off, she's in your bag. I don't know where you are on this rope line. Go ahead and describe who you're passing her up to and what's going on. I want you role-playing everything from her leaving your backpack to her leaving Sly's hands.
I hope that she's at the bottom.
As this plan is quickly shouted. Actually, you know what? You guys gotta start from the top. Discuss the plan in character.
Hey fam, they're gonna yeet me.
We're gonna do what?
They're gonna yeet me.
Do you know how
It's
far
a
that
goblin
is?
word. In goblin it means throw.
Oh yeah, okay.
You where?
To you, to the upper guys.
Sandra like looks all the way up. And it's like they're really far away. I don't. Who's strong enough for that?
That would be you, Sly.
Realistically, none of us. But
Oh, come on, have some faith in yourself.
maybe if Sam comes a little lower before I do the eating.
I mean,
All right, so
is
we're gonna
me
what?
Or,
We're gonna
or
pass.
Ace is stronger. Like,
Wait,
that's
so
a
she-
rip.
So we're gonna play past the goblin up to
you
me.
gonna pass the goblin up to Sly? You gonna pass Podge up? Are you sure about this?
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll tie an anchor to her.
Isn't that going to make her heavier?
Worst case scenario, you learned a goblin word today.
Look, if she consents to this plan, I can't really stop it, but it's going to be dangerous.
Alright, pass me the goblin.
Okay, can you bring her closer to us?
And while they're passing her up, I'm gonna take the pitons out of my bag and anchor myself really well into the side of this mountain in case I need to catch her falling.
Okay.
I'm gonna start climbing down to get to a point.
Sure.
That hit the.
Who do you pass the goblin to, and how do you take her and pluck her out of your bag?
Undyne, are you muted?
No?
Oh.
Oh,
We
we've
kept
been
saying you,
communicating.
and I think you thought we were saying
your name, you.
I got so distracted by the weird music that was happening and reading about my anathema that I got really distracted. Yeah. What?
Yeah, can you pass us Podge, please, you?
Sure. I yeet the goblin. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, Geeter,
I
do
hand
it.
Podge.
Oh.
Okay, who do you hand Podge to? Where are you on this rope line? I think it'd be really funny if you were at the end, so we could have Podge get manhandled by everybody on her.
Oh yeah,
way up.
she
That's exactly
she is
what
at the end.
happens.
She was the one that rolled her
I'm the
athletics the
power
latest.
bottom.
So who are you handing?
So
up to?
are you to
Everybody.
me, I guess, because yeah, but
Yeah.
okay, well,
Yeah,
you hand it-
Valentin was the next lowest.
Imagine
and
you're
then
also holding her like people who don't really like babies but have to hold a baby. Or they're holding a
Dangling
toddler
her by
and
the
they pick
leg.
them up from under the arms and like kind of hold them out from their body.
I guess
Zandra would be next. So if you
Oh, it's
hand her
Valentin.
up.
It's to Valentin, who we already established he was second lowest.
Yeah, and I'm saying
Okay.
from Valentin to me.
Ah, okay.
Yes, next.
right.
Next.
So I grab Podge, because I also don't really know where to grab this goblin, so I grab it like a cat. So I grab her by the scruff of the neck, and start lifting her up. And I'm like, okay, here, I say as I do a little toss up to you.
I just imagine you toss her up to me and I'm struggling to climb the rope. So instead of like letting go of the rope with both arms or both hands and like standing on this like the rocky surface, I just reach out a single hand and like grab her like by the arm, so she's like dangling from one arm from my hand. And then with the motion, I just kind of like let her swing down, and then I catapult her up to Sly.
I catch her by the scruff of her neck.
It is the stretchiest part of the goblin, after all.
Oh no, it's not.
Oh no!
And then after I've anchored myself in, I tie a rope around her waist. And then assuming that Sam's in position,
What if you tied a rock
Yeah.
to the other side and then you threw her like a
So,
bow?
how long a gap are we having here? Like, how far do you think you can throw this goblin?
Depends on
I don't know
far you
how
come
long,
down.
how far can I throw with a 26?
Pretty fucking far.
Oh my
Well,
god. This sounds like Banjo-Tooie.
It does.
Oh, the gift didn't play.
Okay,
No, what I
so-
want to know is like what form does is she gonna take in when she?
I look
is
like
she,
an Olympic diver.
Okay.
How are you going to throw her? By the way, are you going to do an underarm throw? Are you going to go?
Oh no, full football throw.
overhead?
That's why I anchored myself
Okay.
in the mountain first too.
Right. Okay. So you put a little bit of a spin to her to give her some
that's how
extra
you get
velocity.
accuracy.
You're currently rotating headfirst through the air towards Sam. You are airborne, Podge.
I
What do
want
do?
you to know, I just rolled for maneuver in flight, and I
Yeah.
got a nat 20.
Hell yeah!
All right.
So I really am doing the whole Olympic diver thing. Like, I'm doing flips, like,
Oh, thank God, you're doing an
like-
Olympic diver thing. All right,
yeah.
Podge. What you do is you put your arms above your head, making like a little pointed cone with your hands, right? So you're rotating like a little dart, rotating and flying right towards Sam. And Sam, you hear a sound, and you look down, and Podge's head is inside your ribcage, perfectly.
And you just hear a whisper from inside your ribcage, and the crowd goes wild.
You all see me pull out a notebook out of my bag and start writing down a new sport.
No, he's a skeleton. He's a skeleton.
Yeah, it's called
so he's
goblin
not
boning.
dead. Yeah,
It's goblin boning.
And then Podge, you realize as you try to pull your head out, your goal was to get in there good and deep so you wouldn't fall out. You are in there good and deep.
Ugh.
Sam,
Well, Sam, it seems like we're gonna be getting to know each other.
she says dangling, by the way, because it's only her head inside you, and her head is like fully supporting the weight of her body, dangling behind you.
You've got like two little like goblin boobs protruding from under your ribcage.
Because she was doing
That's
it
it.
diving.
So the head part managed to fit, but the boobs were too big to get
Yeah.
Because she was doing a diving pose, have her hands just like come up like through my collarbone.
Yeah. I could like caress your
I was
face.
about to say the gentle caress of his chin.
Yeah, I just grab your chin.
Regardless, a few minutes later, and you've made it back to the hole that you need to put her into.
At this point, I think the gecko pads would be running out of steam. So,
when we get up there, I'm just gonna like grab her by her legs and attempt to pull her off.
It's like a little.
Alright, she pops right out.
Still holding her legs, I'm gonna sort of like hold her out towards the hole.
Alright.
the thing is, we didn't really hear any, yellow success from them because all they've been doing is just whispering to each other. So from our perspective, we just saw her hanging and dangling from his ribcage. So in my head, I'm like, oh my god, her neck's, she snapped her neck. Jesus.
She died.
Sam is like never seen this before. It is impossible for him to fully comprehend what's happening.
He's just going
Okay,
with it because
so if
there's
you're-
no other choice, really.
If you're putting me towards the hole, I'm gonna kind of like wriggle at least my upper half in there, which is easy peasy. And I would like to try detect magic
For sure.
on the hole.
You come across the exact same phenomena that you had when you were looking at Catron from the outside, but it's pretty thick in this hole as if it were flowing out of it. So you'd be crawling through that magical kind of menagerie of goopy shit. But otherwise you don't detect anything magic. It looks like the liquid is a residual kind of physical effect caused by the latent magic in the area. It's just sentient, like, itty-bitty goop. And its only sentience is no touch. Doesn't even look like all that magic.
Okay, so the goop doesn't actually get on you.
No, it's just kind of there. If you were to
Okay.
jump in the hole fast enough, you would probably get the goop on you, but it doesn't matter. It's just byproduct from all this magical shit going on. You want to squeeze in? Roll me an
Yes.
acrobatics.
Okie dokie. Hello, skills and actions. Thank you. Let's see. That is a dirty 20.
with a dirty 20, Sam, before you can stop her, because I don't know if you planned on her going down into the hole without any prep work or ropes or anything, Podge just kind of crams her head in there, and she gets in, and then the boobs are too big to fit in for a moment, and she kind of sucks in her belly and pops right into the hole, just slides off into the darkness.
Whee! You just hear like a receding whee!
Podge, do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do.
Alright, then you're able to see down this whole descent that there are dwarven runes carved on the inside of this shaft. Do you read Dwarvish?
I'm pretty sure I don't, but let me double check for you. No, I do not.
You sail by them without understanding their meaning. Before about 70 feet down, you come to a not so gentle stop, but your acrobatics roll was good enough that you're not taking any damage as you kind of bounce, boing, off the ground, and you land. At a 90-degree angle, there is a joint here. You're able to stand up currently, and there's tons of space, but if anyone else slides down it, they're going to land on you and squish you. The tunnel is exactly what had been described to you by Butler. It is not particularly big. People are going to need to be crouching if they are taller than 5'11", and any taller than 6'5", they are going to need to hands and knees crawl.
Okay.
Looks like that goes on for quite a period, and then there's another incline as the tunnel banks upwards again at the same angle as it was before. Either way, you're not noticing anything out of the ordinary about these tunnels other than what you were told to expect, in this section at least.
Alright. I kind of yell back up the tunnel. First of all, this goo sucks. It's not even, like, properly gooey and adherent. Second of all, we're all good down here if you want to come in, I guess. And then I kind of shuffle out of the way of the like, chute, I guess we'll call it, so that nobody lands on top of me.
I guess hearing that, Sam will begin trying to squeeze through to make room for the people coming up.
Sure, acrobatics. And you said that you have an ability that'll help here?
No, just skeleton flavor of...
No, he just has no
bones.
flesh.
So,
All right,
I'm narrower than a person.
That's what it would be, right, Phoebe? There's not another skill that's more suited to this?
There's literally a skill called squeeze, or a little...
And it's acrobatics.
Yeah, it's under acrobatics.
Perfect, acrobatics.
Plus 12, so 27.
There's a pile of bones coming down, Podge, unless you quickly get out of the way.
They didn't talk to each other at all. He just fucking... Well, she went in, I'm gonna go in.
She said it was fine to come down!
I'm like, what are you gonna... Yeah, she already said she moved, and that she yelled up, it's fine to come down.
Alright.
Oh, I must have misheard that
too.
then.
Same deal as Podge then, Sam. You come down to that, like, joint. There's significantly less room for you, being that you are how tall?
7 foot.
You will need to crawl, and the order for your marching order is, unfortunately, the both of you realize, being decided right now, as you are not going to be able to crawl past each other without a very a very difficult acrobatics that Podge could probably do, but there's no way in hell you're pulling off, Sam. Meaning that the order is currently going to be Podge, then you.
Wait, did I take play dead?
Wait, didn't you say it's 5 foot wide?
No larger than that.
So it's really small here.
Yes. So basically at no point are you guys going to find it easy to squeeze past each other.
Alright.
Did not take play dead. Sad.
We're still climbing up, right? We won't be there for a minute. Yep. A hot minute.
Spacey minutes.
Gotcha. So it's still just our oasis at the top of the
We're just not going yet.
Okay. Time passes. Podge and Sam, how do you guys pass it in your tiny little hole that you're trying to, figure out what to do in?
So, got any good jokes?
Fortunately, I am not one for jokes.
Oh. You'd think as a skeleton, you'd be, more in tune with your funny bone. This is what you have to look forward to hanging out with me.
Silently stares at you.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
any expression. Literally the best deadpan possible.
It's a
Wait,
skull.
isn't
with
it
no
pitch black in
expression.
there for you, Rye?
He's got low light, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
pitch black in here for him.
I'm not picturing.
Just a disembodied voice.
I'm just looking towards where the voice came from, just blank stare, no expression because I've got no face.
I also just a picture like whenever you want to make an expression or something, you just have like a marker or something that you draw like angry eyebrows on your skull.
What was that game you played, Undyne? The music game that you played recently. The one with the robot called Cinnamon.
Fucking the really really cute one, the rhythm like slasher game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had like
Hi-Fi.
he would draw on his face every time he had to
thank
do
you.
something.
Yeah, hi something. What was it?
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah,
That's
that's right.
Hi-Fi
That's one.
Rush.
Yeah.
Super fucking good.
That is now how I'm going to be picturing Rye.
Cinnamon is
Someone's
right.
gonna have to find me a magic marker.
Oh yeah,
Podge
he
just
draws
keeps
stuff
going
on his-
too. She's just like, you know, really, as a skeleton, I thought you'd be more humorous.
I'm just going to gradually keep crawling towards the voice as I hear it talking, get further away. I have no other form telling where I'm going.
Do you not have a torch or something?
I can see you.
I do not have a torch.
What the fuck?
I have next to no equipment because I don't need any like supplies as a skeleton.
Apart from torches, apparently.
I mean, I can get dark vision. I'm just not going to.
Oh my god, it's the mage armor fucking argument all over again.
Because my Eidolon technically has dark vision, and I can use my Eidolon to see, but
While you're sitting there, I'm still coming at you with the skeleton jokes. Hey Sam. Why are skeletons so calm? Because nothing gets under their skin.
The acoustics are great, Oasis. They bounce all the way up the tunnels and to your ears.
Guys, can you hurry up?
I like that Podge decided this is the time to start doing her tight 5.
Yep. And again, why did the skeleton start a fight? Because he had a bone to pick. Sam, you're terrible at these jokes.
Are we not climbing yet, River?
Oh no, you're climbing. I'm just
Please.
waiting for her to run out.
She's not gonna run out.
I
I don't know.
purposely made this character not to make skeleton jokes. I was like, I'm not going to write that in the character. It's not something you're going to do.
Sam, what do you call a horny skeleton? A boner!
Thank you for the raid, Shog Mommy. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the Podge Comedy Hour. Podge, get another one. As Podge is currently trapped in a little hole alone with the skeleton party member.
It's
How did the
it's her
skeleton know it was
podcast.
going to rain? He could feel it in his bones!
Alright, Podge, you get 3 more, and then I'm saying the party has made the climb.
3 more? You want me to do 3 more?
3 more! 3 more skeleton jokes.
Oh boy, oh
If you
boy.
don't do 3 more, we'll never arrive.
Okay. Oh boy. What happened to the skeleton who sat by the fire too long, Sam? He became bone dry. Okay, I'll give you... That one wasn't very good. I'll give you that one.
Oh my god.
I got a better one.
Fucking cute.
I got a better one. What kind of dishes do skeletons serve tea on? Come on. I know you can guess.
I've never served tea.
Oh, well, I can teach you. But the answer is bone china.
I didn't get that one.
What the fuck is a China in this?
I don't know.
Well,
I think it's an Elvish word.
All right, you got one more, Podge.
One more?
She's digging
Oh
deep.
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It's not that she's digging deep, she's just picking which
What's
one.
half the diameter of a skeletal circle? I'm bringing this one back around. The
Wait, hang on.
radius.
In Pathfinder, if it was Galarian, Tianjia is or Tiansha
It's not.
is the
Not Galarian.
Tiansha is the, but it's like influenced by that kind of aesthetic. So it could be Shauna. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Carry on. It doesn't matter. Go on.
Deep lore. That's all my skeleton jokes. You don't get any more.
All right, and we arrive at the top.
I can't believe that you didn't use something like bone meal and work one of those into one of your jokes. Like,
God, I'm
what
going
do
to put up
skeletons
for
eat?
Linton making jokes soon.
Yeah, what's a skeleton's favorite snack?
Oh, she did one
yeah.
more.
Go one
Bone
more.
meal.
All right, all of you are able to hear the last two as you arrive at the top of the hole.
Oh my god, she's alive. I thought
Sandra's
she
just
died.
giggling all the way up.
Those jokes were incredibly uncouth.
I don't know what that means.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can
why
hear you
not?
through the hole.
Because
We've just
yeah, but
It will be echoing like
can we-
both ways.
Yeah.
yeah, but can we stand up there?
Nope.
So Sly's first. Sly would be the first one reaching the hole. I would be waiting down below him.
Well, Oasis is still there, right?
Yeah, Oasis
Yeah.
never didn't go in yet.
Oasis is not gonna go in there until everyone else has because they don't want to get stuck in the hole.
All right, Sly, acrobatics, and Sam, you're going to need to get on all fours and climb towards the sound of Podge's voice. As Podge,
That
you're
is
going
what
to
I am doing.
You're going to need to leave him like some sort of reverse puppy dog, because he's made of bones instead of liking bones.
I'm going to light a torch.
Thank you for laughing, Podge. I got one of you. That's all I need. You light a torch, sparking it.
My face is very close to you.
Could I make?
No,
Can I
no,
make
that
a-
was me lighting
I
it, not
guess-
Rye.
Can I make a nature check real quick? Actually, after
mean-
now remembering that they talked about the slime or whatever that was down there.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The goop.
Yeah,
I just
roll
want to
me
know
one.
if I guess it's a nature. I want to just think about, are there like goop that has those sort of properties that could be, I don't know.
Like, what could this material originate from? Is it organic?
Right.
Is it...
Yeah, and also if it got exposed to fire, could it explode?
Yeah, sure. Roll me a nature. No,
27.
This is natural lichen that has mutated from all the magical current in the air to become.
Oh,
Did
lichen.
you just say leechin?
He said lichin because he's a
Lichen.
dumbass. It's like... I'm sorry. that was really
I
mean.
just
You're not
I
a
heard
dumbass.
that and I instantly was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, wait! It's a lychee fruit. It's a lychee fruit. That's why it's
Oh,
still
I want to
big.
eat it.
So in my setting, it's pronounced. So in my setting, it's pronounced lichen.
Oh, great. We are lichin.
Oh.
Anyways,
Anyway.
the lichens.
Oh, there it is.
The lichens have mutated, and as such, they are semi-sentient, but otherwise, it's just standard, gunk.
I want to
Non-explosive.
kneel and you see kneel and kind of peer down into the hole, and as her fingers cross the
Kneel
lip
on
it
the
and
side of the
start-
slope?
Well, no, aren't we up to the hole?
There's no place to stand. We're hanging from a
You're
rope.
hanging from the rope
Oh,
still.
she
And
sticks-
you're
she
still
sticks her
too
hand
low.
into the-
You're
I'm-
still too
I'm sorry.
low. We gotta
You're
wait
at the
for
bottom.
We
Yeah,
gotta wait
it's
for
Sly,
Sly
it's
to
Sly.
get through.
Yeah.
Sly has lit a torch. Valentin made a nature check.
Okay, never mind.
You guys are
You have to
single
wait your
file.
turn.
Y'all are single file right now.
I'm going to also tie off a rope so I can go down the hole slowly.
Okay.
I'm not gonna yeet myself like a certain goblin.
Go ahead, and I need an acrobatics to squeeze through. Unless you got some way of lubing yourself up.
29.
With a 29, you easily fit in, pop down the hole, and slide down. And now your torch gives you light to see into that narrow tunnel. Meaning, Sam, you finally see Podge is all right up in your jawbone. Smooching distance, we call that in the Navy.
You said there was dwarven writing that Podge couldn't read before?
Yes, do you read Dwarvish?
I do.
It is, they're essentially a series of names. Dwarvish names. You assume it's the people who carved this tunnel. None of them seem particularly stand-out-ish. It's all the equivalents of Johns or Matts or Steves.
So it's just kind of like graffiti.
More like a maker's mark.
Okay.
Or like when you have a Patreon like goal that you get to, and then all your patrons get to add their name to whatever thing you created.
Anyways,
gonna try to.
next. So once Sly is through, Zandra will climb to the hole. I don't think I'm gonna fit through this. Because she's in like half plate armor with a shield on her back.
You'd have to take it off and send the shield ahead of you and carry the armor with you in order to have a lower DC. Otherwise,
Zandra will just start we'll shout down the hole. Is it safe for me to send down my gear first?
Tie it to the rope I used and just lower it down. That way you don't give one of us a concussion.
Okay. And Zandra will just, I guess, pull the rope all the way back up. She'll attach her. She'll take her, her pack off, stick that through the hole. Take her shield, attach that to the pack, and then she'll tie the rope to the top of the pack, and then just lower that down. You're gonna have to detach that, and then I'm gonna have to send my armor down.
Okay.
This is
Actually, I'd have to take my armor off on the side of a cliff. I don't think that's happening. I think I'm gonna have to try and squeeze through with my armor on, because there's no way I'm taking half plate armor off on the side of a mountain, side of a cliff. You know how hard that is? I guess I'll just give it a shot, and so Zandra will just try and attempt to squeeze through.
Sure. Roll me an acrobatics.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
5!
With a 5, are you going head or feet first?
No, I would be above the hole and then trying to go feet first.
So you get your thighs through, you get your waist through, and then clunk. Clunk.
Oh no.
Clunk. And so you try to lift yourself up and clink from the other side. And it is with mounting horror that you are now stuck, kind of like bent in this weird way on the side of a mountain in a little hole. You take a moment.
I have bad news.
You take a moment. You think about all of your past adventures that have led you here, and you're also, because of the way that you were wiggling down, would you want to be facing inwards or outwards for the hole? So, would you be going down with so this way your front would be, are you rotating?
Are you going feet first or head first?
I'll describe it. So I'm feet first, and I'm obviously not going feet first, head facing down. So she's facing up, and she's getting caught right at her hips, and she's like, I got good news and bad news. Good news, my ass is fat. Bad news, my ass is fat, and I can't fit. I'm stuck.
How high above us is she currently?
Above you, 70 feet on an incline. You can see, also, thank God for your torch, she blocks out the last bit of natural light. As you can see up above you, she is perfectly stuck. There is no space between her and all.
I just try to ease her through it.
What was that roll for, Valtria?
That was more for my own personal. If I'm just thinking, if she's getting stuck in a hole, I'm honestly, I'm trying to also re-evaluate how I'm gonna roleplay Sandra's with her multiple personality stuff. Now that she is a very charisma person, that like a big part of why what her personality changes was around her charisma. So now I'm just trying to think about how to do it. And I'm thinking that if she's getting stuck in a hole, she might panic. But that roll was just to see how well she handles the situation. She handles it very well. So she's not going to switch. She's not going to start panicking or anything.
Do I need to climb back up there and help you?
I don't know.
You
Can
hear
make my
muffled
ass
through the
less
wall.
thick?
I have a question. Your armor, does it come off in pieces?
Yeah, it's half plate. If you could crawl up here and take it off of me while I'm, hanging, you could.
I have mage hand, and I'm wondering if I could mage hand some of the pieces off of you, or if they're too heavy.
I don't know if it's too heavy. This is more. Forgive me if I'm too detailing this, but I know mage hand, you're not supposed to be able to do dexterous stuff with it. It's like for picking up and moving things, and armor's usually got straps and buckles and things like that.
Yeah, I would have to undo all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
We have the rope I tied off that I could climb back up with.
Yeah. So if you could climb,
that or Oasis just starts kicking and pushing her in.
I was just kinda
yeah, you could just
as I'm the next person to get up there, would oil be helpful?
Are you gonna lube me up?
I mean, I got a flask of oil. I could lube you up, I guess. Just
I don't know how I feel about this.
Just slather you up in some oil.
Our relationship, I don't know if our relationship is good enough for you to be the one loosening me up like this.
I also have a burning torch at the bottom of an incline that you're talking about pouring oil into.
Well, that would definitely light things up, huh?
Would water help? I can make an infinite amount of that.
Look, the only other option we have is to start hitting the side of this rock with some picks and try to.
Is Oasis still outside of the hole?
I was gonna say, could somebody help me take my armor off? That I might be able to fit then. I just can't.
Take the breastplate off.
Yeah, the breastplate and hip guards. If I took the hip guards off, maybe.
Yeah, if Oasis is outside of the hole,
already made it though, right?
No. I'm saying that I got stuck in my hips. My ass is too fat.
Well, I think you're also stuck with the breastplate part.
Yeah,
she's
stuck
both
on ways.
2 ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's got to get both. If you guys wanted to start, if she wants to make another check, you got to get her out of the breastplate. You got to get her hip guards off.
Well, I guess there's no other way to get around this.
I'm stuck here. So now that I'm stuck here, I'm not going anywhere. So she'll just let's go of the rope tentatively and she doesn't fall, right? She's stuck in the hole.
Yeah, you don't fall at all. You're just stuck.
Oh.
However, with letting go of the rope, you do sink a little bit further into the hole, and now your breastplate is up by your chin.
Oh. Oh, Bert, just get right?
Just put your arms up and slip out of it.
I would imagine that a properly equipped breastplate would not be that easy to slip out of.
No, she's not slipping out of it. It's just when you wear something heavy. I
was responding to Podge.
Yeah,
okay, carry on.
Yeah, Oasis, can you give me a hand here? I'm kind of stuck a little.
Sure. I don't know how armor works, but I'll do my best.
There's some buckles up by my shoulder. I can reach one with my free hand, but I can't seem to reach the other. My arm's stuck. Undo that buckle.
How long does it take to doff a breastplate?
I'm not going to worry about the exact time. I am going to say that anyone still hanging onto the ropes, roll me an endurance check.
How the fuck do I roll that?
It's gonna be a Constitution.
What skill would that be off of?
That'd be Fortitude. That'd be a Fortitude. Well,
Just flat
It'd be,
fortitude.
well, yeah, I guess it'd be flat fortitude. Fortitude save.
Anything that affects your body is fortitude.
Yep. Fortitude.
Well, I have no way of inputting the fortitude save properly here, so I'll just
roll it
the
for me
bad
flat, yeah.
modifier. Hey, I can do this, right? Oh, neat.
I suddenly have a bad feeling.
16.
You're holding on pretty well for now, but if this takes too long, you're getting a little bit worried for your arms.
I look down at you to see how she's doing.
Roll me your fort. Undyne.
Okay.
And then how long do the sticky pads last in total, Valentin?
10 minutes. They've ran out long ago.
Yeah, no, Oasis has been on the rope.
Alright, I need another fort from you then, Oasis, but you'll have
I got 30.
You got a
I got
30?
an 18.
Yeah, I have a plus 13 to my fortitude save.
Valentin, you look at the ladies in the party, and you're doing the worst out of all of them right now. Your arms are kind of shaking and quivering. Your muscles are like straining. You're the closest.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I'm an intelligence-based character. I'm a nerd.
The entire thing is based off of Constitution.
You're suffering.
Oh yeah, they are. They're so cool. I forgot that you're a kineticist.
All right.
Anyway.
So yeah, you're doing the worst, but no one falls, and eventually, you've gotten from below. Podge, clambering about, has managed to strip you of your hip guards, Valtria, and Oasis.
I can't see anything. I just feel like a little goblin underneath the rock, just like reaching around my waist and my hips and everything.
As
like little green hands stick their way out of the hole and start undoing buckles.
And you hear the goblin noises as they do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel something wet on your toes at some point. And Oasis,
what are you doing down there?
Don't worry about it.
Lubing you up.
I'm making sure you can slide through this hole with minimal error.
You managed to get her top up.
Oh,
And
ayo.
What?
Eventually, Zandra, you are able to make a second acrobatics. Let's see if this goes any better.
Let's see. A 13. Sorry, yeah, 13.
There is one
Wait,
terrifying
how did your
moment.
modifier become less? I thought you had
I
a
never
plus
did. It
5
was a
earlier.
plus 2. She
No, it's a plus
Oh.
2. It was a 3 plus 2 is 5.
the first time.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
So,
no,
Valtria, there's a terrifying moment when you think you're stuck at the shoulders with your arms directly above your head, but then
Oh, God.
Podge grabs you around like the ribs just underneath your pits and tugs, and you pop free. The two of you kind of tumble, fall, slide your way down to the bottom.
I imagine that I'm too big in this hole to like actually properly move, so I'm just like kind of stuck in like with my arms above my head sliding down while Podge is just like grappled onto me.
Yeah, and she's basically like squished against the wall the whole time. You look down at her, and if you have dark vision...
I do have dark vision, yeah.
Then you're able to see that her face is almost entirely flattened. It's like when a cat's squeezing through a too small space.
Yeah.
And she's just permanently stuck like that between you and this wall. Regardless, you make it down to the bottom. Valentin, you're up next, meaning that the current marching order through the narrow tunnel is Sam, Sly, Podge, Zandra.
Do you toss my armor down after me?
Well, first of all, I'm just going to look over at the my other two climbers that are still left up here. Are the two of you going to be able to fit here?
No.
So, what is the plan for you?
I'll do my best once everyone else is in there.
So you just
you
want to
alright,
wait for
Podge?
us to get through?
I don't want to get stuck halfway and then no one else can get it through.
Then perhaps you go in after me so that the last one through would be you, so that you still have someone up top with you, in case something happens on the outside here. Someone needs to be able to toss down equipment and whatnot as well. Well, I guess I'll try my best.
Also, once we've hit the bottom, I'll ask, Pudge, are you all right?
Oh, yeah, don't... Sorry, I had to step away for a second. yeah, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just a little...
Were you licking my toes?
No! That would be so weird.
That would be... I mean...
Who would do that?
I mean, I don't judge.
And I lick my lips.
Before, I lower
wanna-
down my equipment.
Next time you want to just lick my toes, you just gotta ask.
Like my gear that I keep on my backpack and everything, and just make myself as small as possible, and then I just try to slide down.
You know the drill.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, you pop right through and slip all the way down.
Well, that wasn't too difficult, I guess. Whew, I was a bit worried there for a while.
And
Okay.
Oasis or you, who's next? You are now close enough to the hole that you can check the sludge like you wanted to.
No, I peer into it cautiously, and anybody that's within 10, or I guess if you have, I don't know how many of them would see it. The people closest to me see that there are these kind of circular spots that almost look like freckles, but are a little more oddly shaped, that weren't visible until I started peering into like this darkened tunnel. And mechanically speaking, because of my heritage, I have I can activate or deactivate 10 feet of light around myself. I have dark vision, so I don't need it, but there's like this phosphorescent weird glow on Yu's face and arms.
What color?
Whatever's visible
From
under
Sky
her full plate.
High.
Teal.
A beautiful teal color that also matches the same electric blue that some of you may have seen.
I start. So this saying hallway is a bit generous, but I try to just squeeze my way in so that I don't get a heavy woman dropped on me. Maybe not the woman that's heavy. The woman isn't heavy, but like gear and armor is.
There you go, good save. Alright, you go ahead and roll me your acrobatics. Or Oasis, whoever is going next. As you don't always need to listen to Valentin. Who's going next?
I can go next.
Keep this train moving. Alright, acrobatics, please.
Okay. This is not going to be great.
Happy birthday, Valentin!
I also have to take my armor off for this, though, correct?
It would make it easier, or you could end up like Valtria did.
No, I have scale mail on. My acrobatics is currently a -3. I don't really want to put it off, though.
Just roll it manually with the armor off.
Did we... Huh?
Go ahead.
Without the arm? Okay.
Yeah, you're taking it off, right?
I don't know that it would matter if I did.
It will lower the
It's
DC.
either an...
Oh, you know,
Don't-
to be honest, I don't know if the character sheet I'm using is calculating my
It may or may not it may or may not
Yeah.
be. It depends if
Well,
you were able to fully enter your
River-
character or not. Yes.
With my armor off, I got a 9. With my armor on, I got a 6. So
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know that it
Wow.
matters.
Did you go head or feet first?
Feet first.
All right. You find yourself in a very similar situation that Zandra did just a few 30 minutes before. Except for you, I'm going to say that you got caught at your shoulders, so you do have your arms stuck up above your head.
Oh no.
Okay.
Is it time for me to
Well-
scuttle once more?
Well, Podge, you know what to do.
I'm going
Don't leave
in,
me
boys.
hanging.
I
say
like
as I'm
your
like dangling,
attitude.
my feet are like swaying.
I scurry on up there.
All right, Oasis.
Right for
you
the
did
Everybody,
toes.
put your hands up for Podge.
Oasis, if you're doing the same, I need another check from you. Another endurance, please.
Okay.
Just while they're doing that, I would be putting my armor back on.
I got a
while I'm
20.
down there.
You got a 20? Alright, you're fine. And you managed to get her... Hold on, there are tight passages up ahead. Are you sure you want to put your armor back on?
Alright, if there... I didn't... Yeah, I guess I won't.
Yeah, there will be times that you have to squeeze again. It's caving, guys. Spelunking. You ever seen those terrifying videos on TikTok?
Sorry, when you described the hole to us earlier, you made it sound like you said it was like 5 foot wide.
Yeah, you said 5 feet originally.
Yeah, you said
no-
5 foot wide.
no
Like you said, like,
wider.
oh yeah, anybody who's taller than 5'11" is gonna have to
Yeah.
crouch. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, through
so I
most
don't
of
have
it.
to crouch.
Like, that's going
I
to be
can
at
literally
its
just
highest.
walk through this
is
hole.
At its highest, yeah, but this is
Yeah,
caving.
yeah.
And a lot
Yeah,
a lot of it's through uncertain, uncharted, and unknown territory. Meaning
That
you-
is fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the way you made it to sound earlier, you made it that didn't sound necessary. So yes, I will not put my armor on.
Okay. Undyne, they managed to pop you out of your armor, and you're able to make a second acrobatics check.
Okay.
Not one.
Don't have one.
We shall. No, I gotta. Is my armor on or off?
It is off.
Okay, I got a 4.
She isn't going anywhere, even with the armor off, it looks like. You guys are going to have to come up with a new strategy to get her through.
Can I
Sorry.
just start spraying down water?
Sure, yeah, you begin
Ooh.
spraying water, getting her nice and wet. This does help
Yeah.
lubricate slightly. You can roll me another acrobatics.
I got a 12.
However, it's not currently enough lubricated to get her through. It is helping, and she's moved slightly.
I'd like to imagine that maybe it's because it like some of it's getting soaked up into my skin. Like my body needs water to survive. So
It's
like,
also
refreshing.
freezing. As a note, remember I did say it is freezing up here. This is
River.
incredibly uncomfortable.
River, I live in the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, you're fine, but anyone that the water's falling on down below wouldn't be, but I guess you all got out of the way too, smarty pants. Alright,
Yeah.
moving on. Oasis, it looks like there's going to be something in conjunction with the water you need to get her through, but there won't be a check required for this last bit.
Can I just push on her head? like
Yeah, roll me an athletics.
Oh no, I'm not good at that.
Can I roll a deception to make to lie to make them believe? And
Oh
that
no, I
they
got an
can think?
18.
You got an 18?
Woo!
Alright, Oasis,
Minus one bonus.
describe how you just brute force this.
I'm just like, I'm sorry. Please.
I have a thick neck. My mother cursed me for it for many years.
Elise just profusely apologizing, and she's like trying to like push down on her like head and arms, like that scene from One Piece with the zombie.
She's
Does-
you is incredibly kind, despite the fact that you're like pushing on her head and her face and her shoulders, and is encouraging you as you're doing this.
Is Podge getting out of the way?
Yeah,
Alright, with
I'll
that...
scuttle away.
There's a lot of like pushing. Her face gets stuck. Her everything gets stuck, and then she pops out the hole and tumbles all the way down.
Yeah.
All right, Oasis, you're the last one.
Oh boy, is it acrobatics?
It is.
I have a +2, so I might do some good. I got a 15.
With a 15, you managed to just barely, after a hell of a lot of squirming, wiggling, and such, slide down through.
I imagine it's just because half my body is tentacles and weird shit. So it's like,
Regardless, you're all in through the tunnels now, and you begin crawling through them. To speed things along, I'm going to spare us a lot of the descriptions and other skill checks that I had planned that took a little bit longer than I had expected.
We're big bitches.
I will say that those of you who took off your armor, you are unable to put it back on in these tight circumstances, and your marching order is also currently locked in the way that you came into the hole, aside from Podge, who is the only one as a small creature and squishy who can pop in and out and change where she wants to be. And she probably takes advantage of that a lot, falling back in the party order, moving ahead to bother whoever she feels like at the time. Is there any roleplay or discussions anyone would like to do before I move you on to the next scene?
I'll spare you all my bullying.
If that's the case...
I kind of like it.
If that's the case, something extremely strange happens as you climb, fall, crawl, and squeeze your way through this ventilation shaft. Ahead of you is another one of those 90-degree angle joints after you guys just did a steep decline. Now you would have to start walking forwards again, and yet the tunnel up ahead of you is not the same narrow passageways that you're used to, and is instead 25 feet across.
Oh, thank God.
The ceiling looks like it is 15 feet high, and there is a pulsing blue light coming from within.
Is it the same blue light that were from the goop?
No, the goop didn't glow. There was an electric path of energy that both Sam and Oasis witnessed, as did Podge, because she went down the hole first. This is the same light. There is also this crackling sound coming from up ahead, as if there was pathways of lightning zapping between the rocks. The tunnel, at no point, was said to get this wide. I'm going to put you all on a map.
Oh boy!
Let's
see, this one, this
Oh,
one,
that time.
this one, this one, this one, this one. Podge, can you please pick a token for your character as well when you get the chance?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Your marching order had you at the back, in front of Oasis. Podge, where are you in the marching order right now? Up front or lagging behind?
I'm probably closer to the front.
Okay. I'll say that you were beside Sam so you could keep regaling him with your sick sense of humor.
Yeah.
If there was a chance on the way, I probably would have tried to move to the front.
You had no possibility of doing so.
Only
With Sam in the way. All right. In a moment, you should see the map.
Oh, shit.
You should also
One
see
second.
the pulsing
Close.
blue that I've talked about. As I hope that you really like this map.
That's cool!
Yeah, I hope that you guys like how long it took me a while to set this up. But those of you with dark vision, you should still be seeing the map even when the lights go out in a black and white style. Those of you without dark vision are going to find those pulsing blue lights pretty helpful for seeing. Now,
I can't see anything.
I somehow missed putting you on the map. Give me a moment.
I'm just looking at a black grid.
How we were 5 people and 1 missing.
Hey, Rysandra.
Hold up. I'm just gonna choose
I also have... oh, wow. Okay,
a
gotcha.
rough
Found it.
token for now.
Give me a moment. Just trying to see if there is integrated lighting.
The token.
Who has a torch on right now? Slide us?
I need to actually put.
Does anybody else have a torch on right now apart from Sly?
I do not.
Okay.
But
But
I
you
have
are-
10 feet. I should have 10 feet of light
10
extending
feet?
from my body. Yes. So it's an aura of 10 feet.
There you go.
I believe that's the radius.
All right. There's the lights. Up ahead, as you guys crawl through here, the first thing you note are the corpses.
Uh-oh.
There are dozens of them. At least 20 dead dwarves, dead elves, dead gnomes, and dead varying other races littered all over this tunnel. And one thing about them all is that they have these strange plant-like crystals growing out of them, where they are taking the shape of leaves and plants, but they are very clearly crystalline and a dark blue color. You can see this teal electric energy moving throughout them all. That's the pulsing you're seeing on the map. You are
With that,
currently waiting amongst the corpses. They fill almost the entirety of this passage.
would it be a nature check to identify what these, like the glowing crystals and stuff on the corpses' eyes? Like the little, you said it's like plant-like growths on the bodies?
Plant-like
Oh, I need you to take that
crystalline
away.
growth.
Yeah, so could I do a nature check to identify them?
Yes.
Oh, God. Fuck, why? It's, sorry, that says 13?
With a 13, as you're examining them, that's strange. They are protruding from the bodies as if they were growing within the corpse and feeding off of it.
Since I'm from like this area, can I also try to do a nature check?
Of course, yes. These are stone growing in the shape of plants in the same
I got
way.
a 28.
The 28. You also have never heard of these kinds of plants like stones. However, they do bear a similarity, it looks like, towards yellow musk creepers. Do you need any information on those?
That's not good.
Why are they called yellow if they're glowing blue?
Because they, like I said, the only similarity is the fact that they are sucking up the corpse's fluids and energy to sustain itself like a parasite. Yellow musk creepers do the same thing, and Oasis, would you like... These are, like I said, you do not recognize them, and it's weird that there's blue and there seems to be electricity and stonework involved. Oasis, would you like to communicate that to the party member?
Oh yeah, no. She's gonna like look at them and be like, don't touch those if we can help it. I don't know what it is, but it reminds me of a type of fungus.
Are they parasitic then?
Yes, the fungus that I know is it reanimates dead things.
We are not parasitic.
Like
Oh
that.
boy.
Rumbles the tunnel.
You're so shiny.
Adventurers.
Oh, there's a door opening.
Yeah, I don't know why this sound effect had creeping doors. Sorry, one moment. Get those out.
I closed the door behind me.
Enter my house.
Adventurers, you have come to offer yourselves up to us, like these that you see before you.
No?
Have you- Why not?
Because?
We seek
It seems
passage?
Passage up ahead leads only to death. Consider joining us instead and fighting against what ails the Darklands. Join the collective. Lay down your arms and surrender yourselves like those you see before you.
Sorry, but my arms are firmly attached to my body, so no can do.
What's the collective?
We are known as Blue Dusk. That is what we have taken to calling ourselves.
Well, Blue Dusk, soon you'll be known as dead. And Phoebe draws, or Phoebe. I was looking at her. I'm so sorry. I was looking at this part. I'm a goblin there. No, you draws her trident and prepares to kill this fucking thing.
Hold up.
You don't see where it's talking from yet. You'd have to move further into the tunnel to spot it.
I have dark vision. Can I not see?
No, but
enough?
you should be able to see that there are certain lines of sight that are blocked. It could be behind one of those stones or the walls.
Am I getting the feeling that? Sorry, am I getting the feeling that the voice is sort of resonating through the crystal? Is it like coming from an actual location?
Roll me a perception. And Zandra, I heard that you wanted to react as well to you drawing the trident.
Yes.
Go ahead and react while Valentin rolls.
Zandra holds up a hand towards you. Hold on. From the way it sounds, they choose that these collective is also against. We have a common enemy.
Having a common enemy does not change the fact that they have wreaked havoc here and killed innocent lives.
How do you know they were innocent? You're making assumptions.
How do you know they weren't? And how do you know that this thing, despite
I don't
being
know.
against...
You're making large assumptions about someone that we could potentially use.
Be silent! The tunnel roars. Individuality only breeds conflict amongst you all, as you can see. We have taken innocent lives, but only to further our goals, as we know you have as well, likely.
Nope.
We, in this tunnel, however, are all citizens of Victory Peak that offered themselves to the Blue Dusk willingly and consensually. One of the bodies at your feet, its eyes fly open, revealing these strange blue color and this electricity coming from its tear ducts across its pupils as the mouth opens and says, "We wanted to save our sister." Another corpse's eyes fly open and its mouth creaks down. "I didn't want to hurt anymore."
Is this... Can I roll a religion check to see if this is any kind of, like, undead effect? Or are they just... like, what's happening here?
With your perception, you are able to locate all of the bodies that look like they may or may not be possessed. And I am going to have these appear there.
I rolled a 26 on my religion.
Just so you know, when we start bickering and then the collective yells, Zandra will begin to kind of breathe heavily.
Oh yes, thank you.
And she kind of barks at you. I guess you're right. I guess we're fighting these things.
What do I...
So there are some of them that are just straight on us.
Yeah, they are like directly beneath you right now, those bodies.
Ew.
What do I... Wait, can we resolve my religion?
Yes, we can.
First.
What was the result?
Okay. 26.
Okay. With a 26, give me a moment. I'm trying to move Valtry's big head.
My big head.
Because I moved us to map view finally, realizing that
There's a good place you could put it. I'm sorry.
But
I've had a few good places I think I could put it. Let's see. I do not believe that these creatures count actually as undead. No, technically these are now plants.
I think there's a brief moment when the light flickers in their eyes and it seems like undead possessed by trapped souls or something. There's this vein that like pops out of my jaw as I clench my teeth and begin to move as though I'm about to strike, but I hesitate upon figuring out that it's some kind of different organic life.
There is nothing that remains of the people that were inside these bodies behind. Valentin, what were you up to?
I have a question for you, Collective. If you're trying to fight whatever is corrupting these mountains, how are you doing that if all of these people that gave up their life are just staying here? What are they actually, like, where is your goal taking you?
We are throughout the Darklands. This hive is meant to diplomatize with survivors attempting to seek passage further in. We are here to speak with you.
And if we do not wish to join, if we do not wish to join the collective, are we free to pass?
No. We have
not even in the pursuit of your common goal.
Your goal is tainted by individuality, arguments, fighting inwardly, selfishness, and economic gains. Ours is pure. To find peace, remove the taint, and end our own existence. Our plan is better than yours.
Second, perhaps yours is flawed in its own way due to being singular. There is no chance for growth. There is no catalyst for change. I've experienced a few things myself due to my companions that have caused me to change my mind on matters that would have remained rather unflinching otherwise. And I kind of glance towards Sam, still very wary, but clearly not as much animosity towards them as there previously might have been. Perhaps, instead of thinking of us as a divided goal, you can picture us as a tool that will be able to achieve other means to accomplish this goal in concert with yours, which will be a united front. Why not allow chaos and peace to exist as one?
We will be far more united if you join the collective.
Well, can I roll a persuasion?
You can make an attempt.
Oh, a diplomacy, I mean.
This thing doesn't seem like it's particularly willing to reason. It has a very one-track mind.
28.
What is your plan at freeing the Darklands, then? How will you remove this taint? Will you absorb the excess energies through your roots like we intend to? How will you cleanse it?
How will we absorb the taint?
If you do not have the answers to these questions, you must understand you are better off submitting to the collective's will.
If the collective... Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead. She would defer to Valentin.
If the collective is so united and your plan is so flawless, then how come it has not yet succeeded? What is stopping you?
We need time to bide and prepare.
Then what harm is there in us attempting to go and uproot evil where we would absorb it and change it into something else?
You will
while
die.
You are biding your time.
You will die. And then we will not be able to assimilate you. You are
Has that stopped you from assimilating others?
We have taken many who have resisted. We have taken more who have submitted.
There's no need to be greedy then.
All
Again,
organic
where you would
material
seek to
is-
absorb, and consume, we seek to uproot. Who's to say that both cannot come to pass at the same time? Perhaps we will be the cause for greater change that will allow you to absorb this darkness and cast it aside.
Yeah, what if we could expedite your process?
Tell me your plan.
She just did.
She said vagaries. We plan to...
Vagaries.
You plan to uproot this evil. You do not know what it is, where it is, or how to do so. You are ignorant. You are walking into your own deaths.
Does this mean that you are incapable of sharing this knowledge with us?
Unwilling.
Or would you be so foolhardy to... would you be so foolhardy to assume that we would not be able to accomplish great things with that knowledge, with that information?
Unwilling. The creatures below have no idea of our presence or how far our roots have spread. It is instrumental to the collective's plan that we remain undetected as long as possible. Your imminent death or potential capture is a variable we are not willing to allow to pass.
But see, you're already sharing information. Creatures below, tell us more.
We have said too much. Submit.
Our death does
or
very little
resist.
What makes you think that some random adventurers climbing through a hole is going to make whatever is lying below believe that there are mysterious plants that have absorbed and can control dead people? I just don't understand.
You will.
We
tell
could
them.
be a nifty little
Why
distraction.
would we ever tell them that?
will
You
not
have a
be
paladin's
willing.
oath that I will not tell them.
You will not be willing when you tell them. You may not even be alive when you tell them.
Well, perhaps we'll be dead then before we have the chance to.
They will still ask.
After you've dealt with whatever the evil is here, what would you do then?
We will end
Let's say
our existence. We are a byproduct. We are not meant to exist.
But we're meant to exist.
A byproduct of what?
The creatures are silent. We are unwilling to share. Anything we tell you, should we let you pass, will be used against us. We will allow you to leave back the way you came if you desire. You seem like amicable individuals, though tainted by your individuality you are.
Listen. Either you let us go through, or we'll show you exactly how much of a group unit we can be.
Prove yourselves then, and let our second meeting be a more fortuitous one. And the bodies around you begin getting up. Several of them, you note, have been twisted and grown together, linked up in these horrible ways. Those are the large creatures.
It's like Rat King, but people.
Basically, yes. Roll initiative, everybody, as the Blue Dusk does not seem willing to speak any further. However...
But at the very least, we do have the chance of potentially securing an ally if we do prove ourselves by not dying.
Basically, yes, if you can find another colony of them later on in the Darklands. It is alluding that it is kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
So, wipe these ones out and then prove that you have what it, to prove it.
And I mean, if we don't, then we would become part of the collective, and then I guess the story continues. Whatever.
It is win-win.
It would be really fucking funny if we all died and you just have to remake the entire fucking.
Flat 18 on initiative.
Sam got an 18. Thank you.
Let me.
I'm gonna ask everybody as individuals. You, what did you get on your initiative?
I'm sorry. I just had to calculate it. I got a 9. Woo, baby!
Oasis, what did you get on your initiative?
I have a quick question. How do you calculate initiative? Because I
It's
don't know if my
perception.
It's just straight perception.
It's d20 plus your perception modifier.
Do I have armor?
Not on.
Is it?
Sam, how many hit points
Also-
do you have? It's not on your sheet.
Oh, I have 85.
You do not have your armor on currently. Can you add it to your sheet, please? Everyone who doesn't have their HP put in, can you guys add it manually for me?
I don't know how.
I am
It's plus
trying.
our
Is it?
It's
so
really
on the
fucky.
it was really fucky. It took me a while. I went to, if you go to where you have hit points on the first page, there's like a little hourglass next to dying. If you click there, you can put in a misc modifier if you haven't been able to add your race yet. And that's where I put the HP that I was missing.
Oasis initiative.
I got 23.
Podge initiative.
21.
Is it plus? Quick question, Phoebe. Is it plus your perception, like full perception bonus, or
A perception bonus.
I'm confused because my perception, I'm proficient in it, and it's much higher than.
So I just noticed the same issue. My initiative should be 11 instead of 13. I tried adding it up, so I don't know what's going one way when it shouldn't be.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know
because
how
we
to...
haven't finished the sheets. Don't worry about it. So you should have
Yeah.
gotten. So Valentin, what should you have gotten? Guys, for tonight, please roll manually.
Yes, we are rolling manually.
Not everybody is. Not everybody is.
Okay.
Valentin, what should
got
your
it.
initiative be?
23.
Thank you.
Mine should be a 16, River.
Okay.
If it's plus perception, mine should be a 29.
All right, hold on. I'm just gonna put you guys all back down, and I'm gonna start this from the very beginning.
Okay.
Just because
My
now
apologies.
things have gotten. No, you're fine. We're learning a new system. Nobody needs to apologize right now. We are all learning a new system, apart from Phoebe.
It feels less like that, or less about that, and more about the fucking quick math that's getting fucked up by
right.
things that aren't
Yeah,
calculated
like,
correctly.
I don't know how to manually put in my hit points without finishing my character.
I will get to you. What is your initiative?
My initiative is 16.
And you have 78 hit points, correct?
Yes.
Oasis, what is your initiative?
23.
And you have 70 hit points, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Podge, go to your character sheet.
Yes.
On the main page, do you see where it says hit points and then there's a little magnifying glass beside dying?
Yes.
Click that, and then in the MISC, just type in how many hit points you should have total, minus 6, because
okay.
it looks like you included your ancestry already.
Yeah.
So just make those numbers add up, basically, okay?
Yeah, you add in your missing
There we
hit
go.
points.
There we go.
So
there
you
we
should
go.
have 51 hit points?
Yes.
Perfect. What's your initiative?
21.
Sam, initiative?
29.
Damn, dude. And you have 85 hit points?
Yep.
Sly?
16.
And 53 hit points.
Yes.
Valentin?
23 initiative, 53 hit points.
Excellent. Zandra?
Sorry, 10 initiative. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Oh no!
You see that? right
and
above
58
Valentin's
hit
perception.
points, correct?
Yeah, I rolled a nat fucking 1 on initiative. Also, so neither of us are wearing armor. This is gonna be,
Yep.
fun.
Those of you who took it off?
Is it safe to say that I was able to pick up my shield though, at least?
Yes, absolutely. You have your shield.
Okay.
One more thing, River.
Yes.
I can give everyone a +1 bonus to their initiative with Scout's Warning.
I hate you. Does that include yourself?
It says my allies.
Does it say you and your allies, or just your allies?
Just my allies.
Okay. God damn it, I hate you. Why didn't you tell me this a second ago?
It's just a +1.
It means I have to
Yeah, but
go
he needs
back
to
through
do
the
it-
combat tracker and give it again to everybody manually. And if I had been writing this down, I would now have a useless page of things in my notebook. Alright, there we go. Okay. Why did Valentin end up with 42? It's supposed to be 24. Okay, Sam, you are up first. And let me change to the battle music.
Wait, why are they laughing? They don't have individuality.
So, wait, this is 2 creatures. I am going. Assuming there is 2 directly in front of me, targeting. The one in front of me and the one in front of Podge. I'm gonna cast Electric. And that is a basic reflex save on them.
And it is for electric damage?
It is.
Good to know. Okay, and a reflex save?
Yeah.
What are they beating?
I do not know how to tell. It is spellcasting ability modifier.
What's your spellcasting ability modifier?
Yes, your spell DC.
I'm not used to this character sheet, so I'm still trying to find things. It is 21.
They both fail.
Sorry, they both pass, or?
They both fail.
Well, one
Fail?
fails.
Okay, so it is 3d4 plus 4.
Okay, roll it.
Does this work? That does not work.
You can right-click the dice and select how many you want.
Oh, okay, I will do that. But,
As you deal 5 damage,
plus 4.
Nine of them takes a single point. As the electricity zaps throughout their body into that strange electric blue, crystalline chest plant growth that's sticking out of them. It absorbs the electricity and passes it throughout the body, and you see both of their fists are now electrified.
Oh my god.
You powered him up!
Okay.
That was one
I
action,
guess that's
right?
it.
Huh?
That is me. I should.
Is that the only action you can take? Aren't there 3 actions in Pathfinder?
I can, but
You
I don't
get
have
3
any
ac-
like 1 actions that I.
Yeah, you get 3 actions per turn, and a spell is probably a 2-action spell.
You could
Yeah,
move.
so like I could basically move or anything. So. Where's my tracker gone?
So, describe what this looks like, Sam, as you cast your spell and they get electrocuted and then their fists are now covered in lightning.
Well, as I shoot out this arc of electricity that comes out of me into the first one and then into the second one, it just, you see it get absorbed and then like redirected to their fists.
Does Sam say anything or make any expression with his skull and bones face?
He opens his jaw a little.
He's surprised Pikachu faces Oasis Europe! Actually, ties go to whoever has the highest dex, right? In Pathfinder?
No, if it's a tie between 2 players, they get to decide who wants to go. If it's a tie between a monster and a player, the monsters always go first.
Oasis or Valentin?
Honestly, you know how to play the game. I'd rather see you do a turn for like and just try to
Okay.
learn.
so my first action is going to be my channel elements thing that just for one action lets me just use all of my kineticist abilities. And I also have a, what is it called, a 10-foot emanation around me of just swirling water and plant life. It doesn't do anything, but it looks cool.
That's all you need.
And as part of my channel elements, I'm allowed to cast a single action elemental blast.
Go ahead. You're in melee with a creature. Does that have any effect?
Yeah, it lets me add my strength score to any damage I do with it, which is 0.
Nice. All right. Well, shit.
Yeah, so I'm just attacking the one that's closest in front of you.
Got it.
I rolled a 30.
A 30?
Mm-hmm.
And this is against its standard AC, right?
Yes, just AC.
That'll hit.
Is it a hit or a crit?
How do I tell if it's a crit?
A crit happens if it's 10 above, it's a critical pass, or it's 10 below, it's a critical miss.
It is a critical pass. It has an AC of 14, if that helps you.
Mm-hmm. And that would be 12 damage?
What kind?
Bludgeoning. As I shoot like a blast of water at it.
The creature is destroyed. As it struck and you hit it, its arms just explode and tear off of it as these, through its forearms, its hands just opening up as this blooming flower made of crystals opens and reaches for you. Your damage is enough, though, that the creature is slain in a single blow, and it doesn't get a chance to be able to reach for you with whatever thing changed about it when it was struck. You should see it as a big green bloody splatter on the map now.
Mm-hmm. Now, Sly.
Yes.
You're pretty quiet, by the way, Phoebe, just as a note. It's hard to hear you.
Sorry. I didn't realize I turned the gain on my mic down. Sly, how good are you when it comes to reflex saves?
I'd say pretty good.
Alright. Do you trust me?
Do I have a choice?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say sure. I mean, I just yeeted Podge, so...
Yeah, and that went excellently.
Sure, I trust you. Go for it.
Do you know how to make cones and stuff?
On the map?
Mm-hmm.
How big is the cone you want? Because it's just right-click on the map, select pointers, draw a cone, and then originate it from you.
From me?
Thank you, Undyne.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
It'll be a 30-foot cone.
30-foot cone.
Oh.
So it's gonna hit Podge, too.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck.
So it's too late to back out now. You asked Sly to trust you, but you didn't ask for Podge.
I didn't think it would hit though.
I'm here for it. I'm not Podge, but I'm here for it.
Listen.
What's the DC on this?
My DC is 21.
And what do they have to roll?
Basic reflex save.
Alright, Podge and Sly, basic reflex saves.
29.
Oh, nice.
Where do I do that? Where
Just
would
roll
I
it
do
manually.
it?
You
No,
can
no, no,
manually.
no, no,
Oh, I
no,
found
no.
it. I found it.
Roll it manually. Don't use your sheet.
A 28.
Perfect. That means both
The
of you
perfect
do
people
dodge.
to have to dodge.
Yeah, sure.
The rogue and the fucking bouncy ass goblin.
Describe-
The two
describe-
bouncy people.
Describe what you're doing and what it looks like, Oasis, as you blast this outwards.
Alright, yeah, so like pretty much like her cloak that she's wearing like billows back as she like slams her hands together into a giant tidal wave of like water spews out of her like both of her hands.
Is it half damage on a success?
It is half damage.
And yep. Does anybody have anything that they get to ignore half damage effects?
Are there critical successes that you can do on the save?
Against the 21, neither of them made a critical success.
Oh yeah, it's 10 over. Yeah.
It's not a lot of damage. Don't worry.
5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, one moment. I have to do this all manually right now. 1, 2. Here's 2. 2 fails, but not a critical failure. Remember this for me, someone help me out here. 2 fails, but not a critical fail. 8. Fails, but not a critical fail. 1. Gets a critical failure. 5. With his lightning fists, gets a regular failure. 6. Gets a critical failure. 7. Fail. 3. Critical failure. And that will also hit... It will not hit Brute 3, because by my ruling, Podge, although it might be different, but I've always ruled in D&D, that a cone or an AoE has to pass through 2 corners to be able to hit something.
Yeah, it's half the creature.
Yep, so that doesn't pass through Blue Dusk 3, half the creature, I'd say. But it does get through Brute 1. So let me roll Brute 1s. Where are you, Brute 1? Wow, you did really good on initiative. That'd be awesome if you don't immediately die to this.
Perish.
Regular fail. Alright, roll your damage, and what does a crit fail mean?
Crit fail means that they take double damage.
Okay.
As
Go
well
ahead.
as... Okay, I did 7 damage. So that's 7 in people who failed, 3 to those that saved, and then 14 to those who crit failed.
Okay, so that is 3 damage to Podge and Sly. I will be tracking it here, but you can track on your sheets as well if you'd like.
Okay.
Not your sheets in the game. Don't use... Right now, guys, don't use Fantasy Grounds for anything aside from the map.
Okay.
Alright, and it was 7 to those who failed and 14 to those who crit failed. Which were the ones that crit failed? 1, 6, and 3. Thank you very much. 1, 6, 3. 1 dies. Six dies. 3 dies. And I think after I harm 7, that'll be everybody. Where the hell are you? There you are. Alright, carry on.
And that's the end of my turn.
Perfect. On the combat tracker, you can end your turn for me.
I think it's the little arrow.
Valentin!
Oh boy.
One of
Time
the
to see if I
lightning
fucking
throws is dead, but throw number 5 still has lightning fists.
Right. Well, it's a good thing I don't need to move for the moment. Okay, range of that one. 10, 15, okay, range of that one. Okay. Using my first... We have 3 actions, right?
Yep.
Using my first action, I'm going to pull out something that kind of looks like a fidget spinner. And as I start spinning it around, I slot it into my handgun that I pull out with the same, with the same motion. And my handgun just starts lighting up as a bunch of other gizmos start, spinning around on it as my firearm, which is a fairly large handgun, just starts whirring up with life, and I take aim at Dusk Brute 1.
Okay.
As I brace my shoulder for the kickback that's about to happen to everything, and I'm gonna just roll it on my side sheet here.
It's gonna be really funny if he nat ones.
Yeah, it will be. Well, it's not even that one. That is the main issue, right? Because the crit fails are how much your modifier is below something, right?
Factual,
But anyway, oh shit! No, I need to first do a check to see if I can even power up my gizmo. So gonna roll it. Yeah, the DC is 17. I rolled a 20.
Your gizmo.
So I get a regular success on it. Okay, how the fuck do I handle all this? Well, I guess we'll find out. And then I lower my gun and I brace for impact. And wait. What the hell? How the fuck do I roll my attack? Hang on.
Roll it manually. Please do not use anything on your sheet, even if you think it's working.
I'm not trying to. Now it's rolling. Okay. So I rolled a 6 plus my to hit plus 12. So 18.
With an 18, that is against the big boy. Let me see if that hits. It does, barely.
Okay. So, for damage, gonna roll those here. 9 plus half my intelligence modifier, just do 11 damage. As this gun just jolts back from the recoil, and I have to just pull my arm all the way back around my entire body before I spin the gun around to eject the spent cartridge.
Okay.
And then my last action I'm going to spend reloading.
You reload.
I think I did that correctly, right? I think it sounds correct.
That sounded correct to me, Phoebe. Was it correct to you? Hell yeah. Alright. Podge!
Alright.
Oh, sorry, I need to just clarify real quick. The damage I managed to roll is because I have, for my level 4 item, I took the striking rune, so I rolled an additional damage die for my weapon. So I rolled 2d6 for my damage instead of 1d6.
Hey man, I don't know anything about this system just yet. You
clear.
can tell me that you get to do extra damage because it's currently numpty o'clock, and I'll go, yeah, that sounds correct to me. If it's Phoebe who will tell me if anything sounds weird.
Yeah, that's I'm just waiting for the confirmation from Phoebe that I have done it correctly. But I heard a and so I'm like, yep, I'm good. Sorry, Podge, you can go now.
Alright, I am going to fire a telekinetic projectile at Blue Dusk Thrall number 5.
Go ahead.
What's the projectile?
Pardon?
If she's in melee, Phoebe, does she have anything that she needs to worry about with this?
Only if they have attack of opportunity.
Not everything has attacks of opportunity in this system, though, correct?
Yeah, it would say specifically on the character sheet if it had it or not.
It'd be checked off. Okay, I see. No, it does not. So you're good.
Okay. I rolled a 14 to hit.
A 14 to hit. What did ties go to, Phoebe?
What?
She rolled a 14 to hit. It has a 14 AC.
Nah, that's a normal hit.
That's it?
Yeah.
And that does 17 damage.
Jesus! Well,
Yeah.
All right, yeah. He's just like, I have lightning fists now. Hooray! Much like the last one, as you blast him and deal that damage for a brief moment, his forearms explode, making this beautiful mirror-like crystalline substance out of his arms. But he then collapses to the ground, the corpse forever stilled. Anything else?
No, I'm actually just gonna stay right here, I think.
You have further actions, don't you? Or was that a several action
Well,
move?
I do have one action left, but I don't want to move or anything.
You have a
so-
melee attack? You might be able to melee the guy down
I
south
could-
of you, right?
Yeah, I could try.
Is that correct, Phoebe?
Yeah, but it would have a
let-
multiple attack penalty.
Let me see.
Oh, what attack? How big is that penalty?
5 unless it's agile, in which case it's 4.
Okay, so you would have -5 to this.
Accident.
Who the hell drew on my map?
That was an accident, I'm sorry.
I will kill you.
Okay, so -5 to my attack roll?
Yes.
Okay,
Unless you have that
I'm
dial.
gonna...
Well, so it's -5 from what your original thing would be, right? So it doesn't. It's not flat 5. It's,
I'm still hitting him with my dagger, don't worry. I rolled a
Yeah, yeah.
28 without the minus, so...
28 goes down to a
Oh, jeez.
23, meaning that all that happens is that you miss out on the crit.
Okay, and he takes 3 damage, the one to the south.
7. All right. With 3 damage dealt, again, this guy's forearms break off, but it seems like he's still alive to utilize them. And now he threatens. He can reach because his arms, like with that crystalline substance, are significantly longer. He's got a 10-foot reach.
Ugh!
In addition, for whatever other weird mirror-like effect that can have. End your turn whenever you're ready, Podgers.
I will... What do I click to end my turn?
On the combat tracker, you should see a little button that is pointing down. You hover over it, it'll say end turn.
Have you found the combat tracker, Podge?
Yes, but I don't
Oh
see
shit, I
it.
closed out of the fucking window.
Bottom left. If you
Oh,
close
no.
out of the window double click your token on your character sheet twice. It'll open it back up. Pudge, combat tracker. Bottom left. Do you see it?
Where is it? I don't see the arrow.
You're getting further away from your mic. I don't think you need to look around your room
I don't
to
see
find
the arrow.
it. Can a player tell her
I
where
think
it
she's
is?
like, I'm looking for the
I'm
arrow
just
in
like
the bottom
looking
left.
closer at my screen.
Looking under
I'm
her
like,
desk,
maybe
it
I'm
sounded
just-
like. Sounded like you were looking at your closet, under your desk, all over the place.
Podge,
Yeah,
just
I
put a
don't
picture
see-
in the chat, in the
Oh,
Discord chat.
let me look. Yeah. I don't see that. Why don't I see that?
Are you on
I'm
the?
gonna-
Are you
I'm gonna
actually
end
on the
your turn
combat
for now.
tracker?
I'm gonna end her turn for now, just so we can move on.
Yeah, if you could do it, because I double clicked on my token and everything, and that's not. Yeah, it doesn't.
That's
look
not the
like
combat tracker. The combat tracker is up
In the top right corner, there's a pair of crossed swords.
Uh huh.
Sly, what's
You
your
click
AC?
on
Oh
it.
yes, I see. Okay.
My AC is 22.
22. Alright. So it moved, it attacks once. Does it get a third attack? A third thing that it gets to do then?
If it has 2 actions, if it has 3 actions,
How will I know?
if it doesn't say slowed anywhere,
I see, it does say slow.
Good for us.
Convenient.
This is crazy. This is a long combat too.
yeah, almost all what do they call? Almost all zombie type enemies are permanently slowed one.
Thrall number 8's going to move in to... Actually, it won't. It's just going to attack Sly 2. Why not? Sly, your AC is still 22, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to miss. Hello, Podge. What's your AC?
My AC sure is 21.
Alright, it also misses. Good God, guys. You!
Get me! Okay. I'm gonna take a step forward and stabby jaboy, with my trident.
Go ahead.
How many attacks do I have as a pal? Like, okay, so the action
You
economy
moved,
and
so
attack
you've
is how
used
many?
one action, so you have 2
Yeah.
actions left.
Okay, I'm gonna attack twice then.
Okay, first one will be at normal, and then the second is at -5, correct?
Okay, my first attack is 23.
That'll hit. Not a crit, though.
Well, it's not because I rolled a 10. Or I rolled a 12 plus 13. I only do 5 points of damage, but I gotta stab it again! And what's the penalty?
You rolled a 12 plus 13?
Yes.
And
Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's 25 then. Sorry.
Then that is
My
a
math
crit.
is bad. Oh, really?
Yeah, so the way crits
yes,
work in
really.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition, it's
I know
if you're
it has
10
to be a
over
certain.
the DC.
I know it has to be a certain level over their AC, or a certain
Okay.
amount of damage over their AC.
That
okay.
is-
No,
I just
it's
didn't
10.
realize. Okay. So I'm just doubling damage. Do I also? I'm assuming double my strength bonus. For
Phoebe?
this?
Yeah, you just double the damage thing you rolled right there.
Okay. Oh, the damage I rolled. So it's just 10
Yeah.
points of damage on a crit. Ah! Okay.
It
And
for
that
my
was
next
next
roll
normal
8.
dice plus your strength and times
yes.
Okay.
What's
Thrall 8's
the
dead.
penalty?
-5.
Oh. Okay. So for my next attack, it is a 24 against Thrall 7.
That'll hit, and that will crit. Because it's meet or beat, right?
two. Mm-hmm.
You need to beat it.
It will crit.
That is 8 points of damage. Because I rolled. Wait, no. That's double that. That's 16 points of damage. Cool. Because I had my strength bonus and I rolled a 4. I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah. 16. Stabby stab. It doesn't matter in this instance, but my trident is also made out of a material that is very harmful to undead. But it's a plant. So it doesn't do shit. It is Sister Stone.
How much damage did you do to 7?
16.
7 is very dead.
Goodbye! Okay. That's my turn.
Sly!
I'm going to attack Thrall 2 with my rapier.
Go ahead, attack it with that rapier.
Well, that was a nat 20 and a total of 33.
That's a crit. Is that a double crit? Any additional special things for
No,
that?
just
Phoebe?
normal crit. But it is a rapier, so don't forget to add the deadly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely learning something about balancing encounters. I went, man, there's so many of these fucking things. It's gonna really be troublesome for them to do anything.
We outscaled them
And then
really
you
hard.
realize that they are slowed.
Wait, hold
We
on.
also just outscaled them really hard, so they're gonna have a really hard time hitting us, and we're just gonna kill them all.
Yeah. So apparently I can't really throw low-level creatures against you to be able to hit you.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm confusing
Well,
myself.
to be fair, you and myself have far lower AC. Because we're not wearing any armor.
A meow meow. A meow meow meow. A meow meow meow.
So how does the deadly work?
You roll your normal damage dice, and then you double it from your crit, and then you add the deadly
Hydrate,
dice.
thank you so much.
The
That's
actual
in one of
double.
my beers tonight. Thank you, Chikorita. Sorry, I saw that late.
Okay. So it would be 2d6.
Plus your strength, if you have any.
Yeah,
also,
plus 1.
I haven't decided what there is yet because there's no version of inspiration.
Oh, it's a
in this,
finesse
but
weapon,
for-
so I can use my dex
For
instead.
subs and bits and donations on the Ko-Fi, we will be adding like some sort of benefit to the players.
How do
It's
hero?
hero
What are hero
points,
points?
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't hero points the same thing as inspiration?
Yes.
Yep.
You can re-roll any d20.
Oh, okay.
You start the game with one automatically.
Every session.
Mm-hmm.
Good golly.
Yeah, you're meant to give one out every hour.
Fuck that. You get it from spots. You get it from people subbing.
I feel like that's the game's balanced around you handing at least one out to somebody every hour.
I'll give you the one at the start. So yeah, you guys hear that? You can give them a hero point. There's no cap on that?
There's 3.
There's
max.
3.
God.
3 max.
Hell yeah, Yelena. Who do you want to give one to?
Oh yeah,
So-
that math does work. Never mind.
All right.
20 damage, River.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ. Oh, wow. Okay, everybody, Yelena, gets one, I guess. Everybody.
I believe I get all 6. Thank you, Yelena.
Thank you.
All right, it's double extra super dead, right?
Hell yeah.
Sly, carry on with your turn.
Yep.
Thank you
I
so much,
will-
Yelena.
Then spend an action taking a step forward towards the brute one,
A step forward is taken towards Brute 1.
and then I will attack it also with my rapier.
And then you attack it also with your rapier. -5,
Love you,
unless you've got
Yelena.
agile.
No, would it only be at -5 because this would be my third action?
Yeah.
It's based off how many attacks you've taken, not how many actions.
Ah, gotcha. 26.
Hitting the crit. Hitting the crit. Good God.
26.
Yeah, hitting the crit. I said
I
that.
hit max damage.
Okay, so you dealt 26 damage to him too. It's gonna put me
Have
on
sneak
that.
attack.
I didn't have Mystique deck, unfortunately.
I think it's doubled as well, so you know.
Yeah, it would double the damage further.
All right. As you do
How do
that
you
much
get
damage,
sneak attacks in this
much
system?
like the others,
Against
Sorry.
flat-footed opponents.
much like the others, this guy's arms explode outward with that same crystalline mirror function. And as you end your turn beside him, Sly, his feet explode out into, again, those crystalline, beautiful flower things. I now need you to please roll me a reflex save.
No, whatever.
Is this an attack of opportunity, or is this just a thing?
This is just a thing because you've ended your turn next to a creature.
Okay. Sorry, I was just reading up on one of my other skills. What did you say the save was?
Roll it and I'll tell you if you succeed or not.
Reflex.
Reflex, okay. You were kind of cutting out there, River.
Oh, sorry.
20.
With a 20, you manage to avoid your feet getting grabbed and wrapped by this crystalline glass-like substance.
Oh no, he
guys are
wants
so
to wrap
beautiful.
toes together.
Thank you again for the support, Yelena. I love you very much. Mwah. All right, Sly, end your turn. Oh, as a note, by the way, that Brute 1 has now a reach of 15 feet.
Oh, good God.
That guy dashes to there. He steps to there, and as he ends his movement, Sly, Sam, and Podge, all of you now need to roll me a reflex save. As again, his feet burst outwards into these crystalline
Oh,
flowers.
sorry, you were saying not to roll that on there.
Yes,
My bad.
please roll it physically. I will accept that, however. 27, you critically succeed at dodging this.
21.
21, you dodge. Sam? Sam? Rylai.
Rye.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Thank you again
Roll a
for
reflex
5
save.
more! Everyone gets another hero point! Thank you again, Yelena, for another 5 gifted
I got
subs! Holy hell!
I got sent a
Thank
message
you,
and it was
Yelena.
reading,
Thank
and
you.
for some reason, whenever I read, I just stop responding to things. My
I
brain
need you to
doesn't
roll me a
work.
I need you to roll me a reflex save. That also puts us really close to a hype train, guys. And remember, it's September, so it's 20% off every sub, and I still get the total amount of that. So, consider putting in. Total?
26.
Critical success. But that's not all it gets to do, as it is going to try to make a fist. And it's going to try to punch. Sam, what's your AC?
It is 20.
Ah, you've got the lowest. Oh wait, it reaches 10 feet. Zandra and Valentin, what's your AC?
22.
Mine is 18 right now. I believe.
It misses.
He sounds so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my AC higher than yours?
She's not wearing
Because
armor.
she's not wearing. Yeah.
I don't
not
have my
wearing
half plate
armor.
on.
Oh, I suppose I'm deep space, so.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm honestly surprised my AC is still 18, even though I'm not wearing armor.
You add your
Because you're proficient in unarmored, I guess.
Well, actually, I honestly, I don't know for sure.
As
Oh,
long as you're prepared.
My proficiency in my dex. I've got +7 proficiency and +1 dex, so that'd be the base 10 plus 8. Yep, 18. Okay. So bear with me. This is the first time I'm doing this, and this is going to be a little bit confusing for me. The esoteric lore, using that to exploit vulnerability. Oasis, you said you're familiar with this a little bit. Basically, I'm just going to roll an esoteric lore or lore esoteric against one of these creatures, and then depending on how well it does, I can then choose to do a mortal weakness or personal antithesis. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Zandra will raise her hand, and she's wearing like a kind of like a leather bracelet around her hand, and on the back there's an opal, and that is her amulet. But she's going to roll her esoteric lore against the brute 3. After, I guess I'll also step up because I'm gonna have to be closer to make any attacks. Which is a 32.
What level
So-
are the enemies?
What's that?
I was asking River what level the enemies are.
Level 2 for the brutes.
Oh, okay.
-1 for the
16,
thralls.
That's a crit pass.
Yeah, so crit pass. So, you remember the creature's weakness, and you can empower your esoterica. You have a flash of insight that grants you even more knowledge about the creature. You learn all of the creature's resistances, weaknesses, and immunities, including the amounts of the resistances and weaknesses, and any unusual weaknesses or vulnerabilities, such as what spells will pass through a golem's anti-magic. You can exploit either the creature's mortal weakness or personal antithesis. Your unarmored and weapon strikes against the creature also become magical if they weren't already. So basically, I get to learn a bunch of stuff about the creature, and then I get an empowered attacks against it.
Sure. First off, and this is a critical success.
Yes, yeah, a 32 against a level 2 creature, absolutely.
You are able to infer a lot of things about this hive mind currently. Wherever the blue dusk hive mind is, it has to have a central point somewhere. It's definitely not here. This is probably the smallest and weakest of all of its colonies from what you're finding out. The hive mind is strong against lightning and electricity-based attacks. All of its creatures will be. That crystal seems to focus it. However, the crystal can be targeted separately of the creature. If bludgeoning damage is dealt to the crystal, it can be broken and shattered, killing the host. In addition,
Bludgeoning
being
damage.
crystal, the bodies of the blue dusk thralls and brutes can be harmed more accurately by effects like shatter, things that would break objects, as they are not only plants, they're part construct as well now. It's some sort of like strange bio-organic construct that's being created from a mixture of organic and inorganic minerals.
Okay.
One more thing. The crystals substance-wise, are the closest equivalent to glass, as opposed to actual stone, rock, or crystal.
Okay. So if I'm understanding this correctly, its vulnerability is bludgeoning to the crystal, and then that's it? Is that correct? Because like shatter is not like that's like a spell, right? Anything that's strong against constructs.
Anything that's strong against constructs is also strong against them.
Would that be something that I could I use that as my the mortal weakness? Is essentially empower my weapon strike to be something that's good against constructs?
I'll allow it.
Okay. I'm trying to. I apologize. There's requires a bit of flavoring because the idea is that you take a bit of your esoteric.
Thank you.
You've got like a pouch of a bunch of different items.
I'm not familiar enough with thaumaturge, especially.
Yeah.
Can you give some suggestions and advice, Phoebe?
No worries. Basically, I'll work on it later. But I use one of my esoterics to, or like what is it? I think that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. I take an esoterica and I empower my attack with using that. So my weapon strike will be as if attacking a construct. And so I will.
Your weapon strike is going to cause vibrations within the creature to shatter it from within.
Yeah. Okay. I essentially empower my strike with like my sword starts to like vibrate really, really fast, and so when she strikes it. Oh yeah,
I didn't know it had that feature.
It's got a vibrating function. I reach up and I flip the switch on the bottom underneath the pommel that turns on the vibrating function, and then I turn it all the way up to max, and then so a 25 to hit.
That'll hit, and it will be considered a crit.
Okay, critical. 45 damage.
How do you kill it?
Yeah, the sword starts vibrating so fast, and when I just plunge it right through the chest of the creature, and it just kind of vibrates so fast it just kind of explodes. So I will then, I guess, use another 5 feet of my movement that I did with my first action, and that is it because I moved, I used my esoteric lore, and then I attacked. That's it. That's all I can do.
I'm sorry, Phoebe.
Cool. Yeah, you're just telling me that I didn't have another attack. Yeah,
Okay, roll me a reflex save, Zandra, as again its tendrily feet are trying to grab you.
27.
You avoid. And now Sam, Podge, and Sly, reflex saves. Zandra, you currently have the lowest AC in this group right now with an 18, correct?
Yes.
22.
What was it again? It was 16.
Damn it, you all succeed again. Wow, okay. I cannot include lower levels and expect action economy to be able to beat you in this system is what I've learned.
I said that, Dave.
So now the collector's going to be like, well, shit, these are not to be trifled with.
26 to hit you, Zandra.
26 to hit me? Yeah, well, that'll hit. Yeah, okay.
Is that a crit?
No, because I've got 18, so that's only 8 above my AC.
You are taking 12 bludgeoning.
12 bludgeoning, okay.
And is there anything in Pathfinder when a creature is pushed into a wall?
Not unless it specifically says so.
Okay, what was that?
I was going to ask, for my shield, I have to specifically raise it to get any of the benefits from it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yep, I just take the 12 damage then.
Alright, and then as it touches you, its hand that it hit you with shatters into that crystalline substance, which begins slipping in through gaps in your skin. You can feel it moving directly under your flesh.
Hot.
Roll me a will saving throw as you feel it coming around the base of your spine.
Oh no, Zondra's gonna have another voice in her head.
25.
25. A critical success to avoid it trying to take over your mind.
There's too many voices in this brain already. You can't get in here.
Now I just
We're
imagine
full
opening
up!
the door and see like 8 voices, and it's like, all right, just close the door.
Yeah.
All right, it's too much.
I think it's
Three's a
5.
crowd.
5 voices. If you include the sword, her 3 personalities, and she's got a she has a stone of encouragement that just
do
tells
like
her
the
nice
copper.
things.
There's just, like,
And Scorpius.
table.
Oh, 6, including Scorpius.
I
yes,
am
6 voices
Scorpius,
in her
and
brain.
I do not mind that you have forgotten me.
Oh, I didn't forget about Scorpius. I forget that he talks to me, like through telepathically. Yeah, he doesn't speak verbally.
I am Scorpius. I have no need to speak verbally.
Yes, because you're awesome and I love you.
I am Scorpius, and I love you too. Alright,
How
with
come Scorpius never helped to get Zandra through the gap earlier?
I am Scorpius. I was not asked.
That's fair. I did not ask him.
Alright, with that, we are going to wrap up here, actually, because we are at our normal end time. I know we started pretty late tonight, but I'm actually pretty proud that we got through a whole round of combat without anything burning down. Apart from me learning that I'm going to need to throw higher level stuff at you to be able to rebalance the other encounters I had planned and prepared. Which is alright. Again, we're all still learning the system, especially me as a DM. Thank you guys so much for coming. Remember, if you want to get any last-minute support in, I use all that money to buy additional maps, the music that you're hearing, licensing to it all. Everything's paid for. Yeah, I greatly appreciate it. I also have a throne. I just put a bunch of new stuff on it, as well as now allow surprise gifting. So if you want to send me weird shit that'll open up live, I guess do that. Alright. Thank you guys so much. We're going to rate another great content creator, and I will see you all tomorrow with a collab between Rhea and I. We're playing Payday 2. It's going to be super duper fun. She rated me earlier, so, stay tuned for that. I think she thinks that I'm going to be going stealth because I said that we could do it, the both of us, but what she doesn't know is that when I play Payday 2, I only do it loud. So I've got a double shotgun build that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be sprinting through every map, and she can either keep up or die.
That sounds like
That
the way
sounds
you approach
familiar.
every game you've ever played.
Yeah, it is. Double shotguns, let's go.
Listen, it's my kind of style.
Thank you. Yeah, so
Keep up or die.
yeah, stay tuned. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. It's gonna be the first time I think I've streamed Payday 2, even though it was one of the games that Valenta and I used to play a lot of. All right, we're gonna go for a raid. Bye for now, guys. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.